Yes, sir. And wubba lubba dub dub to those who celebrate Merry Draftsmas. Yes, I the one and only Markwell Fripp Owens. Once again joined by Big Hefe Pierre Baptiste. How you feeling, boss?
Good, man. I'm good. Ecstatic after last night, brother.
Man, I'm still partying. Party has not stopped. The party has not stopped. Waiting on Parth. We got a whole lot of surprises for you guys tonight, man. I'm excited for what we have in store. Excited for what the night has in store, man. Just recapping last night, man, it was a few teams that had a really, really solid day. Started off with the Texans making splash at 2-3 that nobody saw coming. That was great to see. You got Will Levis who fell out of the first round entirely. Colts made the right decision going with Anthony Richardson. Great to see how him and Shane Steichen will work together, man. So it's interesting to see about that. So where do we go from here, man?
You tell me, man. It's a lot of talent left on the board still, man. A lot of talent. You got the number 8 player on your big board, Brian Branch. He's still there.
Yeah, it's
Joey
almost
Porter
criminal.
Jr. He's still there. Darnell Washington. Like it's a lot of talent still left on the board, man.
Last someone just recently tweeted, I think it was Matt Miller. Man, round one is where the faces and the checks are cashed. Round two is where games are won. So these players are basically the meat and potatoes of football teams right here. These the players where I could name numerous of second round picks from the Eagles where I'm like, oh yeah, man. I remember that pick when it happened. I mean, it's easy to start with at the top with Jalen Hurts, man.
Yep, just about to say that.
You got the Deshaun Jacksons, you got the Shady McCoys. It's the second round. I like to think the second round is where the Eagles cook up. So how we been doing over the first round over the last couple years, man? It's interesting to see. So we'll be tuned in to see how he gives us for encore, man.
What direction you think we going? Because I know we're at the back of the second round, so
Yeah, so I mean, as I said on Twitter earlier, I think it's more of a case of depending on how the board falls tonight. I don't think there's any one specification how he wants to go through. Like, okay, we can make it happen, no matter who's there. Honestly, at this point, it's just seeing what these prospects worth to these teams are. Start again, like I said a second ago, starting with Will Levis. Where does he go? You have to expect he comes off
Detroit
of
at
a number one
34, maybe.
team, possibly, but
What
like
you think?
that'll
What
be
you
one of them
think?
picks where
What you think Pittsburgh does right here? Joey Porter Jr.
that's what we
makes it.
almost begging to see. I
It
was
makes a lot of
watching.
sense.
Yeah, there's a position of need. He was kind of upset that they didn't quote unquote bring him in for a visit, but I seen him. It was on the little episodes that the NFL love to do on ESPN. Welcome to the NFL rookie, something like that. I was watching that the night before the draft, and I seen him talking to his pops. He's basically like, "Hey, the Steelers ain't bring me in for a visit, but it's whatever." You can see the disappointment in his face, and his pops was like, "Man, they had you in for a visit your whole life, basically. They don't need to bring you in." And I mean, based on how Pittsburgh operates, even just dating back to last year, you remember the conversations we had about Kenny Pickett, where I was like, they didn't need to bring Kenny Pickett in. They seen Kenny Pickett, they know.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they already had the 411 on JPJ, but it'll be interesting to see. Again, a legacy pick, so it'd be exciting, man. It's definitely be exciting. Tonight goes down to what, 7 minutes or 8 minutes for the selections to be made.
I think 7. I think
Yes, sir. It has happened.
Joey Porter.
Yes, sir. With the pick
It
that
made
that is
it
out
made too much sense, man.
From the Chase Claypool trade, they use it to select Joey Porter Jr.
It made too much sense,
It's
especially
awesome,
like
man.
they just
Give us some
lost Cam
Cam.
Sutton
Mm-hmm. Cam
and
Sutton got
William
paid
Jackson.
too.
Yeah, he went
Got
to
paid.
Detroit, right?
I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just giving a breakdown on Junior, man. First and foremost, you started at the top, 6'2", 193 pounds, red shirt junior, of course, from Penn State, and we are. But started, it's so easy to start with that absurd, almost 80 and 7/8 inch wingspan, the 34-inch arm length, 10-inch hands, where it's like he's a freak of nature when you watch him. It's the first thing that pops off on the screen when you see him play, man. And he's always taking it. Honestly, I got a quote from him that it kind of hits a little different now that he actually got drafted by his dad's team. But he got asked about being compared to his dad and all of that nature. He said, they look at my dad and they look at me, who has more, said Porter, who had a more lean frame, and they think I'm going to do the same thing as him, but it's totally different. I'm trying to make a name for myself and be my own person. So that's why he stuck to playing the cornerback position despite his big frame, instead of going to be a linebacker like some wanted him to be like his dad. But as he said, people will always know me as Joey Porter's son, and I'm cool with that because he did a lot of great things in the NFL, and that's a good spot. So he lands in the same spot as his dad, man. He has the opportunity to do great things himself.
Yeah, I think you said it a couple minutes ago. It's like a legacy pick, man.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying it makes too much sense.
Selection time. Dang. Because now where I'm one, you gonna cut the volume down on us today. We don't get to hear the picks no more.
I got you with the next one. I got you with the next one. But on the Will Levis on the Will Levis front, um, him not showing up to the I guess green room or whatever. Did you think it was as big of a deal as I did?
No.
You didn't.
No, like I said to you in the message, I don't think I've ever, like, it was a joke, but I'm dead serious. I don't think I've ever seen a player walk on the stage and accept a jersey that says two. And there have been multiple players who had that green room, who have been in the green room and weren't selected in the first round. I can't remember. I didn't do the research. I should have, honestly, before this, to see if they returned or not. But it's not surprising at this point. Only ones that are there are former players or current players who are going to make picks for teams and things of that nature. It's more for the fans at this point. So, I mean, if you can spend this moment around all your loved ones, that's cool too.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just
I don't
wonder
know.
if they went back home or if
I
he's
don't
still in
know.
Kansas City.
I just looked at it like okay, you didn't get picked in the first round, right? To
Hmm.
me, that's adversity, right? So you not showing up, then this is just my opinion. To me, it looks like you're running. Like you don't want to be seen, you're embarrassed, all of that type of stuff. And if I'm a GM, I look at that and I say, that's not what I want in my franchise quarterback.
Yeah, but if I'm Will Levis, my response to that would be then cut on my 2020 tape. I mean, my 2022 tape. And you're not gonna see a whole lot of good play from 2022. Yeah, sure. But what you will see is a quarterback who played banged up, who came into a season with a massive stock, who easily could have punted on this. Like, I don't need to be here. My running back suspended the first 4 games. I lost all my talent. My offensive line sucks. I don't need to be here. But he stuck it out and played with his teammates, type thing. So I wouldn't necessarily question his toughness or his heart, anything of that nature. I think he showed a lot of that this year. It's just an unfortunate circumstance for him, honestly. It sucks that it had to be this way, but I mean, I wish the best for him. No, he's definitely not going to get picked here with Arizona. Arizona, who are trading the pick to the Tennessee Titans.
Oh,
Okay,
they're taking Levis. They're taking Levis.
okay.
They're taking Levis. That's like 100% guaranteed. They're taking Will Levis.
You willing to lock this in?
Locking in.
Okay,
Locking
we
in. They're
gonna
taking
see.
Will Levis.
Gosh, as
I'm
I was
like,
just getting ready to, they was talking about a trade. I wonder if this a trade that's centered around DeAndre Hopkins, because they were talking about moving up yesterday with the Titans. But
I saw who's the GM? Steve King? Steve Kime?
Steve Cam,
Yeah, he said it was
no, I
like
think they fired
unlikely
Cam.
or something like that.
Didn't they fire? No, yeah, didn't they fire Cam?
No, they fired Cliff. They didn't fire Kime.
Mm, okay.
But this is definitely for Will Levis.
I'm refreshing and refreshing and waiting for the notification to hit. That's what the timeline is saying. It has to be for Levis. Who is their offensive coordinator? That's the information I need to know.
Give me 1 second.
Feature
Tim Kelly.
Kelly. Work with Bill O'Brien at Penn State and Houston. Texas offensive coordinator in 2019. He was the one who helped Deshaun Watson throw for almost 5,000 yards. So there's that.
Hmm.
I'm trying to see if there's a specific relation to him and basically any Shanahan offense background. That's where I would have thought somebody would have took a leap at. That's where I believe that he would be in the best bet. I'm really concerned to see if DeAndre Hopkins is involved in this trade.
I doubt it, honestly. Titans acquired 33 and 81 from
They're taking
Arizona for
Will Levis.
41-72. Yep, of course.
Okay, so that goes to show you. So I mean,
He's
since
such a
we're
he seems like
it's a
a
great
Titans
pick.
quarterback.
It's a great
Yeah,
pick. I'm about to say, yeah, leave him in an area with like similar to Kentucky. Let him go play ball. Not much scrutiny. So it's a great pick for them. Expect it's a great value pick for them.
yeah.
But I guess where I want to start at with this whole thing is boy. How bad did they screw up this whole Malik Willis thing, man? They just like
Bro,
almost
I
they
hate it, man.
ruined this kid's career, man. It's
I
terrible
hate
to
it.
see. It's oh man, bro.
They didn't even give him a chance.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And in the time they had an opportunity to give him a chance, it's like, come on, man. It sucks. Hopefully they move him somewhere that gives him a chance somewhere to learn and grow. Who Tampa Bay should give a call. Let Baker, Kyle, and Malik battle it out. Got friend of the pod, Anthony DeBona, D Birds, just said something similar. Will Levis slide is ended, eventually to replace Tannehill. I wonder if this means Malik Willis could be on the move as a trade during some point during the draft. Have to wonder that, man. Gotta wonder it. What do you like? What do you do with him? And it's like it's been one season, brother.
And again, like I just said, bro, they didn't even give him a chance. Like they put no real faith in him. Like they didn't. I don't know, man. This
And it's pretty mind blowing to me if you
yeah,
ask me. But I mean, he
because he's a
gave us
talented dude, man. He's a very talented dude. He just has deficiencies like every player, but they didn't even. It's like they didn't even give him time to try and develop.
I guess they look at this is a Mike variable pick, clearly.
Oh yeah,
And last year
definitely.
it wasn't a Mike variable pick. But I mean, we don't want to rain on this parade. The kid waited long enough for this moment. I guess we could talk some good about it. Let me get to my Will Levis scouting report, man. Will Levis, one of the most polarizing players in this class outside of Anthony Richardson. Senior transferred from Penn State. Penn State essentially tried to turn him into Josh Allen. Just was used on a whole bunch of QB powers, counters, all of that nature. Didn't even give him much of an opportunity to display his arm. Once he got to Kentucky, his first year in Kentucky, he worked under Cohen, Liam Cohen, I believe his name is, former offensive coordinator for the Rams, and he looked great. He looked real great in 2021, man. When he had a competent team around him, he looked special almost. I see where everybody got all this hype from him. But then you saw him. this year, and like I said a second ago, he was banged up. He had an ankle injury. I think it was the game against Ole Miss, and again, it just goes to his toughness, where he threw the ball. The line gave up early pressure. He quickly threw the ball. Not don't quite remember if it was a resulting in a catch or not, but he got rid of it, and he got up. And the first thing you see is when he stand up, he holding his hand like this. His like middle finger is broken, like it snapped out of place. And they're like, "Oh man, what is going to do?" And he just snapped it back. It was like, "Come on, y'all, let's rock and roll. We got a game to win, basically, man." So whoever is getting the player, whoever's getting that player is, hmm, it, it's enticing, man. I can understand what's not to like about him. He didn't look good.
That's such a Dan Campbell pick. That is such a Dan Campbell pick if I've
Yo,
ever seen
why
one,
are
bro.
all these tight ends going over my guy? What is going on?
Michael Mayer.
Yeah,
League
why is
knows
everybody
league. The league
overthinking
gotta
it?
know something we don't know, man.
Like,
That's usually what happens when we see stuff like this. But this is such a Dan Campbell pick, bro. Like,
yeah,
like just watching this play, he exudes biting the kneecap energy.
yeah, I know. He was like a the needle in the haystack, for lack of a better term. And I don't want to say there were a couple of players that Iowa that got drafted earlier than him that were pretty good, but Sam Laporta was the bright spot on the offense that was hashtag not good. So when they had the opportunity to get the ball in Sam's hands, like you see on your screen, they made things happen. Good things happen. Him is a monster after the catch. It's almost like reminiscent. Watching them work is almost reminiscent of George Kittle actually during his time at Iowa and the flashes he showed in that position. So it's interesting, and I mean I know most Lions fans really didn't want this pick early on. Like their whole thing is we just traded. Speaking of traded, the Colts are trading a pick.
Raiders on the clock.
Yep. Every time I say where the liquor at? Every time I say the word traded, apparently a trade happens. So let's go
Colts
for it.
get 38 and 141 for 35. That's a good deal. Move back 3 spots, pick up an extra. What's that? A fifth rounder?
What's the number you said?
141.
141. That has to be a fifth round.
Yeah,
Because fourth round starts at what? 90 something. 93, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Damn, man. You just sucks to see this for Malik Willis, man. The pick is in for the Raiders. And the Raiders. Oh, thank you. Smart team, and he went to the perfect place. The guy he looked up to growing up, Rob Gronkowski, he gets to play under the offensive coordinator that worked with Rob Gronkowski. Is you love to see it.
Michael
You
Mayer,
love to see it. Yep, Michael Mayer, number
and he's
one tight end in
replacing
this draft. Darren
replacing
Waller.
Darren
Yep,
Waller. Yeah.
number one tight end in this draft, in my opinion, man. I don't like I said a second ago. I don't know why teams overthought it so much, but I guess I can see the problem because when I watched him, and I saw this comp a lot going around, or I don't want to say a lot, but I saw some going around. But when I watched him, I confirmed it myself in my eyes. He reminds me so much of Zach Ertz, brother. He is
Mm.
so consistent. He's always where you need him to be. He, I put it as he run quality routes. He struggles with separation, but he got a big frame, so it's hard for people. You know what I'm saying? He big catch radius, hard for people to get around him, type thing. My thing is where he catch the ball at is where he's going down. So, and when you look at some of the first two tight ends that went before him, both in Sam Laporta and Dalton Kincaid, that's what the top of the scouting report say for them. Yards after catch demons. They get the ball and they make it happen. So I guess I can understand it, especially when you look at the way the NFL is going now. A bunch of yards after catch teams, a bunch of short plays, get the ball in your playmakers' hands, let them work. It makes sense, but like I said, teams overthought this a little too much for me. Model of consistency. Man. So
I forgot they signed Marcus Epps.
Who, the Raiders?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Man, we miss Marcus Epps, man. And we still ain't did nothing to address the safety room. Luckily for me, the number 8 player on my board is still there. I
It's
seen
gonna
a
hurt.
tweet
That
today.
hurt my. It's gonna hurt my heart to see that boy not in midnight green, man.
Boy, what they
Hurt my
say, like a
heart, man.
gunshot wound when they
Boy,
hit.
what?
Boy, I seen somebody say today on Twitter something they need to release some news about him jaywalking or something. Let him slide down a couple more picks. 62, we had 62, right?
Yeah,
Well, it's gonna be a
62.
long time till we see birds, man. So
Yeah, we got
we better
about
sit back, buckle up,
30.
enjoy
No,
the fun. That's why
27.
we
Yeah,
got something for
27
you.
more picks.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have our first one tapping in a minute. He ain't really a guest. He should have been here, but he'll be here in a minute. Man. I'm about to say who's next? The Rams back on the clock. What do you think the Rams go through here? They now they I guess they ditched the approach of F them
Cam
picks.
Smith.
Hmm, that'll be really interesting.
Cam Smith. They need a corner, which I know you don't draft for need, but he's one of the
Yeah,
top
that's a
players remaining
value.
on
I'm
the
about to say
board.
that's a
And
value pick too.
yeah,
I mean, you saw how I felt about Cam Smith and where he ranked on my big board. So top
when it could
remaining
go, Tyreek
players.
Stevenson.
Tyreek Stevenson is so enticing. He was quietly really good. He got some solid tape at Miami, man.
Sneakily though, could we see the Rams go QB at some point tonight?
And then, I don't know, man. Who? Jake Hayner?
Mm,
I don't. I guess it's time to have a conversation. I don't want to be that guy, y'all. I'm not that guy. I love Hendon Hooker. I
Oh,
think he's
Jaron
really,
Hall.
really good. Oh, brother, maybe. I heard the NFL loves him, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
I understand why. Huge Jaron Hall fan, man.
Man, Laporte. They really went Laporte over Mayer, brother. Like, what are we doing?
It's Dan Campbell.
What are we doing?
Seattle. They took Devon Witherspoon and who was their second first round pick?
Who?
Because I know they had two, right? Didn't they have two?
Who?
Seattle. Oh, they took Jackson. They took Jackson Smith
Yeah,
and Jigba.
JSN and
Ooh,
Devon, man, just showing up the quality positions they need. They're gonna be one
they
of them
might
teams
go
that's
if
annoying to us this year.
yeah if the Rams don't go Keon White. Keon White seems like a Seattle
The
pick.
Rams did not, in fact, go Keon White.
Cam Smith.
Mm-mm. Actually, I'm pretty interested. Steve Avila, inside interior offensive lineman from TCU. His name been buzzing a lot lately.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know if fake love or real love, but his name has definitely been buzzing a lot. Got him personally ranked as my IOL 4. So for them to go, and this what the funny part about it is, I have him ranked as my IOL 4, and my top 3 players of their position still on the board. So that's interesting. No Osiris Torrance. Hmm. Okay. The league don't like Zebo. Sabo. This is, oh my goodness, man. These teams are stressing me out early on. It was it was so peaches and cream. It was all peaches and cream early, but second round, it's I don't know, man. So if you had to say what team has impressed, which non-Eagles team draft has
Oh yeah,
impressed
yeah.
you the
Because you know I
most?
was about to say I was about to say
Yeah, yeah,
Eagles.
yeah. Which
Honestly,
non-Eagles team has
I
impressed you the
feel like
most?
it's a tie between Houston and I think Seattle because I love what Seattle did in getting Devon and JSN. Like DK, JSN, and Lockett, man, that trio for Geno Smith, that's going to be huge, man.
Hmm.
One of the most talented from day one. It's going to be one of the most talented wide receiver um, units in the league, I think. And then with Houston, getting your franchise quarterback, face of your team, and then being able to trade back up and get the face of your defense in the same draft, like that's not something that happens often.
Yeah, man. And for you to give up like the value that they got it at.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, when you talk about team moving up from 12 to 3, you talking about giving up potentially three first round picks or so. Whereas they just did a pick swap and gave up a pick for
Oh wait,
next
let's
year.
let's 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 listen in.
With the 36th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Steve Avila, guard,
Mm.
TCU. It's a place of need now. They used 14 different starters on the offensive line.
14.
Like any team since 1970.
Jeez. Well, I understand it.
Gosh.
And he has a lot of position versatility too. Seems like.
Hmm.
Oh wait, is he a Polynesian?
Who?
Is he Polynesian?
I would not be able to tell you that, brother.
Oh,
That's my wife's duty. I asked her and be like, "What's he?"
let's Google it. I think he is. Uh, oh, this does not say.
Yeah, they allowed 59 sacks last year, which was 30th in the NFL. So we are moving along now at a more brisk pace. Look, if you wanted to jump in, we have just a moment. Absolutely. I love the pace that we're moving in. I like the pick for the Rams, even though they told us over the years, Greedy, they don't like picks. The Rams don't. Well, no, that's correct. Yeah, that was early by their standard that they made the selection.
Man.
Seahawks are next after
So
making
getting in preparation for our first guest to come in a few, say Peter Costa. Gonna be in tap in with us for a few picks.
The
See
37th
some of
pick
these
in
teams
the
got going on.
2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Derek Hall, linebacker, Auburn.
The league was much higher, and when I watched this film, I thought they would be at least early in the season. Later on, he started to settle in some, but the league was much higher on Derek Carr than I thought they would be. We're gonna see a whole lot of edges get their names called tonight, man. That edge class is so deep, brother, so deep.
Did the Colts trade back again? Yep, Colts traded back again with the Falcons this time.
Coach, hey, they trying to rack up on all the draft capital they can. I
They
don't
got
blame
44 and 110 now for 38.
them. So we got a bunch of players going on the last couple picks. Steve Avila, my interior offensive lineman 4. Derek Hall, who I had listed as my age 9. There are a bunch of players like guys like DJ Ojolari, who I thought had a chance to go before him. Of course, they're a team like Seattle. You seems like it's interesting pick for them, man. They need help along the edge, man. That was the problem. That's been the problem with Seattle for a long period of time now. Pass rush consistency. That team has been lacking there. So hopefully Derek Hall, 47 quarterback pressures, which ranked third in the SEC. Hopefully, he can play a pivotal role. The Falcons moving up, and we're trying to figure out what the Falcons have on the clock.
Either way, they have to address the pass rush really with this also about corners. Yeah, we thought maybe Christian Gonzalez, Kevin Witherspoon would be in the mix there. That day Witherspoon was gone. They passed on Gonzalez. They got John Robinson help at the quarterback. He go what? No.
Man. So if you're Atlanta, who do you think would you?
Let me take a look at the best available. Hmm. Maybe go Osiris here.
That would be the ideal pick for them. You got to continue. You got
Yeah.
to get the guy next to Corey Lindstrom.
Osiris, Keon White, Ojolari. Those are my three for them.
That edge that people were complaining about yesterday, pass rush.
Yeah,
Shout
bro,
out to the
bro.
guy that made that banger.
Yeah, I'm about to say Falcons made bro so mad he went and hopped in the booth, man.
That man was out there living. He released all his stress. Dang, the Falcons were silent or something. They ain't get the tips nowhere. Why ain't nobody saying a pick?
Matthew Bergeron,
It is.
one of my personal favorites.
Who broke it?
That was Jonathan Abraham. Abraham.
Jonathan Abraham breaking news.
Well, he didn't break it. He announced the pick.
Oh, come on, Ari.
I turned his notifications off.
Why would you do that? That was supposed to be an everyday thing. I'll be having a contest racing between him and Adam Scheffler weekly.
JP.
JP, how you feeling today, brother?
What up? What up? I'm just updating this live grade blog for work.
Man, how you feeling about the draft so far? You got the Falcons moving up for Matthew Bergeron
It's
for the
fun.
latest pick.
It's fun. He's This draft is less chalky than I thought it would be.
Do you have a favorite pick or so far?
It's very simple, but Howie Roseman deciding to just draft the players from the greatest defense to ever play college football is very smart. I think more teams should do that. So like he should just keep up the bit. Draft Keely Ringo. Just go all in.
Hold on, I don't know about that one, brother.
I'm not even saying like whether he's good. Just keep up the bit. Every player should be from Georgia.
No, we can go Darnell Washington, and I'll be happy about it.
Darnell
Keely,
Washington, fine, sure, that works for me.
No, that doesn't fit the narrative. They all
Just
have to be
draft
on
every
defense.
player from Georgia.
Bring me Cam Smith, and I'll be satisfied.
Chris Smith.
Yeah, Chris Smith. My bad. I'm thinking of Cam Smith from South Carolina. That must mean
Shoot, him
he's gonna
too.
get picked soon.
Him too.
But how you feeling about what's going on with your Jags, man?
This is a long-term play. Anton Harrison is a Doug Peterson style of offensive lineman, big, long, athletic. He'll probably play left tackle while Cam Robinson is suspended and still coming back from injury. And Cam is also probably not going to be here next year. So this is a long-term play. They traded back, got more picks. I don't expect them to sit where they're at now. I think they're going to eventually trade up into day 2, especially if Brian Branch continues to fall.
See, I'll get to that in a second. But how much of that pick of Anton Harrison do you attribute to the Cam suspension, or do you think that was much of the plan all along?
Honestly, I kind of think it was the plan all along, with Jawan Taylor being a Kansas City Chief now.
Mm-hmm.
This offensive line desperately needed a facelift. As much as Cam Robinson kind of endeared himself to Jaguars fans this season, he's still wasn't. He was a league average tackle, and you don't pay a league average tackle the money that he's getting. He has potential out at the end of this season where you can cut him. I feel like that's going to be the plan. And Cam Robinson was not a Doug Peterson pick. Now you have the chance to, and he wasn't even a Trent Baalke pick. Now you get a chance to get your own guys in there on the offensive line, and that's Walker Little and Anton Harrison. I expect, while Cam's out, it'll be Little at left tackle and Anton Harrison at right. Then when Cam comes back, I expect Walker Little to move into left guard and Cam to move to left tackle, or they can let Walker Little just be the swing tackle.
So, I guess my next question will be: how much faith do you think the team has in Walker Little and being the franchise left tackle? They put him in spurts, most notably a couple years ago, where he played really well to end the season.
He's honestly, he's good. I think he's going to be good. He just got overshadowed a lot because when you go and franchise tag Cam Robinson and pay him all that money, you got to start him. So he had to play this year. His contract has potential out, like I said, at the end of this year. Walker's going to be ready. The way he played against the Chargers, against Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, that pretty much sold me. Like, this guy's going to be pretty good.
Oh, okay. Jonathan Mingo.
The Panthers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. That.
I kind of feel like on first reaction, his play style is a little similar to Laviska Shenault, but Laviska Shenault cannot run routes on the outside. Mingo is an ex-receiver who could probably play the slot, but he gives a different body type. He's the guy that's going to, in this RPO heavy offense, Frank Reich is going to bring to Carolina. He's going to be on the receiving end. A lot of those glance RPOs, those bang eights over the middle. That's what he's going to be. So I like it.
Man, that was different. And out of all the receivers just left on the board, I mean, I like Jonathan. I didn't think that he would be the first receiver off the board on day 2.
I didn't either, but I think the funny thing is, like, talking it out and kind of hearing like, hey, maybe this is what they're thinking. Like, I understand. With Bryce Young, he is not a traditional drop back, throw the ball a mile passer. He is a point guard, RPO style, get the ball out to the playmakers. And this is not an indictment of who he is or who he's going to be. He's a little bit like Tua when it comes to his quick processing and his ability to get the ball out. What you want to do is get guys who are monsters after the catch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Jonathan Mingo does.
And I think that makes sense too. I mean, Saban's been going after a certain type of quarterback after, he saw the way that the game's been going. Tua to Bryce Young is a pretty, linear kind of movement, I guess, in terms of like, smaller guys. Work on. They have nice touch, good timing, really smart players. I like Jonathan Mingo a lot. Kind of reminds me of like a less polished baby AJ. Like, I could kind of see that. How AJ was able to, like you said, JP, brought like a physical presence to the middle of the field. That's something that's really important to have, and he's got explosiveness, like you said. So I think it'll be a fun offense to watch, dude. I think the Panthers are gonna be fun.
Yeah, they're gonna be a team that I'm very interested in watching. Just because it's very unprecedented to get a quarterback like Bryce Young in the NFL, let alone being a number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be fun to see what they do.
So do you have a favorite quarterback landing spot so far?
Oh, Anthony Richardson to the Colts. And I hate the Colts, but that is my favorite spot all along for him because in Indy, I don't think he has to take the entire year to start right away. With the way that your ceiling can be improved with his run game, you come in, you let him do what he does best on the ground, and let him continue to develop as a passer. All he really needs to do is get the reps. Sounds a lot like what they were doing with Jalen Hurts last season going into this season.
Mm-hmm.
Retool the offense, make it completely different, design it around your quarterback's ability to run the ball. And with Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, I mean, that's pretty nasty when you think about
Gonna
running the
tackle
ball.
these guys. Oh my
I
god.
do think they still need to address the offensive line. I'd like to see them do that maybe round 3, round 2. But
Osiris Torrance is still
I
there.
was just about to say, bring my boys together.
just get all the Gators.
Dude, I mean, if we're doing it for Georgia players, someone should do it for the Gators.
Oh my goodness! Please do not get this revelation started.
I was gonna say it'd be like the Wish version of what the Eagles.
Listen. Give him a couple years. I've been saying this for like the last 10 years, but give us a couple years.
The Colts really are great value Eagles. If you really think about it.
They share they share coaches, they share coordinators. It's just the Colts have. You know what? I'm going to say nice things about the Colts today. You are not going to get me, Jim Irsay. You're not going to get me.
Oh my god, dude, he's insane.
Come on. Now let's be real, y'all. Y'all thought it wasn't a great idea to draft Will Levis.
Wait, who are the Saints? Hold on. Who are the Saints picking?
To my man Mike Ornstein, who had a happy birthday, turned 70 yesterday. You've given so much to me and to the game. With all that being said, with the 40th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Isaiah Foskey.
Oh, that's such a Saints
Nice.
pick.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that the first time it hasn't gotten leaked?
That's a Saints
Nah, the
defensive
other
end.
pick didn't
That
get
is
leaked
the
either.
body type they look for, that's the type of player they look for. He is not going to wow you with pass rush.
Man,
He's got one move, and it's a long arm. When it doesn't work, he's just not going to happen. When it works,
Cool.
it's awesome.
I'm
He's
about to
great
say.
as a run defender. He plays with the mentality of a Saints defensive lineman. So I love it. I like it, but it's not going to be a spectacular pick. I think he's going to be a reliable player.
Another addition to the rotation, basically, and especially with Dennis Allen in the office, man. Like he's slowly but surely trying to build his idea of the competent defense, man. Now it's all gonna come down to whether what they did at the quarterback position is the right move or not. But I like the direction the franchise is headed in terms of the moves they're making, the players that they're bringing in, all of those things. Isaiah Foskey, I mean, JP, you kind of stole my job. I appreciate it though. But like you said, man, he has that one move. I was just gonna say, man, the reps with that one move work. You like, let's go. This is a good player right there. And then the reps with that one move doesn't work. You like, man, we got to get something else figured out. But it's okay. We'll work with you. And I kept saying, another one of those guys. That's cool. Look at him in the uniform as a kid. Well, I kept saying he was one of those guys where landing spot would be important to him. This landing spot, I feel really good about it. I don't feel like he's going to be a game changing pass rusher, but I do feel like 4 or 5 years from now, he's definitely going to get paid by another team because he's a quality pass rusher on a rotation.
I feel like he's going to be a film bro all-star. And what I mean by that is he's not going to make like spectacular plays, but one day you're going to see some dude tweet a video of him just absolutely killing a run fit. And everyone's like, oh, that's the type of guy we like to see. That's what I love to see. Give me a guy that'll just fit the run like a monster and try and run through you as a defensive end. That's the type of guys we like to see.
Oh, man. Your guy's gone.
Yep.
It's okay.
Was that Osiris?
Nah, BJ.
Ojulari?
Yeah, that's all right. Arizona.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice for them. I like that. I love BJ Ojulari. That is my guy. In a draft class that does not have a lot of pure bend pass rushers, BJ Ojulari should have gone a lot higher. If you're looking for a guy who just wins with speed and bend around the edge, got much more pass rush moves than he is given credit for. I think he's a little better of a run defender. He can improve there a lot. But you get him in Arizona and you just let him come in on third downs and cause havoc while you develop him into a run defender.
Just think about all I think about with BJ right now. When I'm thinking and I think about Jonathan Gannon and what he's trying to build in his defense for Arizona is okay. You got your Josh Sweat. So what's next? So you got your guy on the well. Like I said, it might take a little while on the edge for it to become.
Side note, and I don't want to open up this can of worms, but Jonathan Gannon is such a fraud, man.
Such a piece of shit. I wish him nothing but the
Such
worst.
a fraud.
Can't wait to see him with the defense that's not stacked to the brim with talent. See how you do now, buddy boy.
Shots.
He got rid of Buda Baker just in that moment. Buda was like,
how do you self-report getting caught tampering? You can't do that. That's before not even getting caught. You told on yourself. You can't say you got caught. It's just like, yeah, I did it. It's like, I touched the ball, coach. Yeah, we all saw you touch the ball. You not tell us. We know.
oh my God, dude, he is the worst person ever. Oh my God, I'm not exaggerating. Oh God, Pierre, why'd you do that to me? I finally got a little bit well adjusted before I got on camera because I read that article. I worked late today and I had the article open on my phone. So once I got off, I was gonna read it, and I just read it. I had to calm down, and now you got me going again, man. Oh my God, can't wait to see the Cardinals lose more.
I don't know if y'all heard I'm sure y'all heard my dog in the background trying to prevent this conversation from happening. All he was saying was go dogs, trying to get us away from this because we have a bright future and we have no reason to address all the sadness that man brought to our franchise.
All right, as long as you acknowledge that he brought sadness now. As long as I got you to the dark side, that's all I needed, man.
There is no dark side. Look at him. Look at him with his clapping. Pew, pew, pew.
Dude, I hate his face. Why does he look like a serial killer? Why? We all thought it.
Yo,
he's such a prick, bro.
That one looks fake.
You see this? This is what I had to deal with all year long. Granted, what he said in that press conference was a utter lie. Wasn't none of it the truth. But everything he was saying was accurate to a T. And that was me during the season.
How does that work? How does that work? You said everything you said was a lie, but it was accurate to a T?
We lead the league in sacks. We're good. We are a good defense. Why do y'all? And all I got to listen to is them two he sucks. I can't wait till he fired. He can't do nothing against competent quarterbacks. He's ass, and I'm like,
did he?
How did he do against the competent quarterback? How did he do against the competent quarterback?
Things, I feel like everybody here was correct. Yeah, everybody here,
some of us were correct.
Jonathan Gannon was lying, and coaches lie all the time. I'm not really even mad about him lying. It's just funny when you lie, and then an entire city goes up and digs the research up. I saw the next day somebody had the transcript of the press conference.
He's a
Jimmy Kimsky fact checked the entire press conference.
We take that shit personally, bro.
In this city, first 48 on this dude. He just said that he said a little lie. I'm pretty sure if we had just glazed over, nobody would have really thought about it if it wouldn't have been tweeted out, if he wouldn't have said it on video. No, he got it on video, and then he just completely got bashed. I think it's funny. But again, coaches lie all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Just stop being such a baby. That's my thing. He's like, they wanted me fired. We were leading the league in sacks. First off, buddy, you weren't leading the league in sacks at that time. When this 10-0 that he was talking about, it never happened. First off, it's just be a man. Take responsibility. He didn't meet with the media after he lost the Super Bowl.
That's such a Packers pick. A tight end in the second round, settled receiver.
Man,
they just will not draft any receivers, man. Tight ends and defense.
I mean, I'm fine with them picking a tight end. I think with Tanyan gone and Mercedes Lewis is, I think, gone.
Oh, Tunyon's
I
gone.
mean, he's like 100. He's like 100 years old. Either way.
Respect my Jaguars legend, but they needed a tight end. I just don't think. I don't think Luke Musgrave should have been the pick here. I think Luke Musgrave is a fine player, but he cannot block, and he's faster in a straight line. He's a straight line fast guy. I think he's not as laterally quick as I want him to be, but hey, he runs very far straight in a straight line. He can run fast in a straight line, but he kind of turns like the Titanic, and that's an issue. And Darnell Washington was still on the board, so
Just about to say that's who should have been the pick.
that should have been the pick.
But Green Bay, they have another pick at 45, so maybe they take a receiver, possibly.
Pick another tight end.
No. Green Bay is walking into the season saying, "We got you, Christian Watson, and we got you, Romeo Dubes. Leave me alone. We want
Make
to
it
take
work.
defenders.
Make it work, Jordan.
We want to take players on the defensive side of the ball for some strange reason." I mean, is this? Oh, that was his first round pick. I was about to say they say they picking Will McDonald. Man, so how do you guys think this is set up? They just set up cameras in everybody's home. Oh, okay, Joe Tipman. It's like every year the Jets just keep getting better and better offensive linemen, brother.
Joe
I'm gonna
Douglas.
look up one day and they're gonna have the best offensive line in football.
That's a good pick by the Jets. Tippmann. They needed a center, and Tippmann.
Wait. Why did NBA Courtside just come on my TV? What?
I got it on it.
Yeah, because the game about to come on.
Yeah, it comes on in 50 minutes.
Oh.
That's what I'm gonna have on because the picks are getting leaked anyways.
What do you mean? You're not a real fan.
You're not a real draft sicko. All right, let's see.
So
Joey
the board-
Porter
the
Jr.
board
going
looking
home is
like this?
awesome.
What you guys think? With the board looking like this so far, we what? 19 picks away.
Brian Branch, brother, the dream is still alive.
There's no way he drops that far, right? Don't let him know.
Maybe they're not watching. Thank you. Just let all the good football players keep dropping to Howie Roseman. That's it.
But if he's gone, what's the safety from Illinois? Sidney Brown? Yeah, he'd be a nice consolation prize to me.
And if he's gone, Jordan Battle was an Eagles fan growing up, so
Yeah.
always.
I've been saying that all year.
Brandon Joseph too is still there.
Mhm.
I would not pick Brandon Joseph right now. That'd be a hilarious overdraft. I'm a Northwestern guy. Watch Northwestern. He was a fantastic player, but he's also not that fast. His ball production dipped. I think he cannot tackle, so he's exclusively a center field safety.
Mhm.
And if you're going to do that, you also need to have some chops as a punt returner. He did return punts, but he wasn't that great at returning punts. So that's not a day two guy to me, especially at safety.
And if we're if we're going past safety, it could take Darnell Washington if he's still there. We requested 0. We were the ones who requested the change, so could have been thinking about that. When's Hooker gonna go, man? I thought the Raiders were trading up for
They
him.
pick him, I might be pissed.
Who?
I said I think Darnell Washington's pretty good. If they pick him, I might be pissed.
You're just going to kill 12 personnel.
Exactly.
Him and Goddard.
We just literally escaped that world a year and a half ago.
It's true. But I mean, now you have two your receivers are too good not to run more 11 too, you know, like, but it'd be such a good, I know it's such coach talk to say it's a good problem to have, but
I'm about to
like,
say that's a super luxury pick. And I mean, granted, the Eagles love to run plays with multiple tight ends on the field sometimes, but
And playing
there
12
are other things.
personnel with Darnell Washington, it puts defenses in a bind. You cannot have your base defense out there, or else they're just going to kill you with play action. And Goddard or Washington going to be lined up on your linebacker who probably cannot cover them. But if you line up people to try and stop the pass, they're going to destroy you in the run game. It just further emphasizes the problem that the Eagles offense put on opposing defenses last year.
So
yeah. Go ahead, bro.
with Darnell Washington, why do you think? I don't want to necessarily say he failed so far, but for a lot of the process, a lot of how I saw what many people view him, it was almost, it wasn't quite to a Kyle Pitts level, but it was closing in on it. Where it was, hey, you got this freaking nature guy, you got to take him in round one. He's a unicorn. This is different. Why do you think we ended up in this position?
I think one, I think there's an injury rumor going around where he had an injury that has just kind of not recovered very well. But also, I think people made a lot of the very limited production he put up in the receiving end at Georgia, to which I respond with, go look at the guy who's going to enter the draft next year at tight end for Georgia. That guy is just as good as any other guy that's going to enter this draft.
Yeah, you talking about taking Darnell? That's the guy we need to be taking. You want to play some 12 personnel? Let's play that.
I mean, I would love to if he's in this draft. It's going to have to wait another year.
Yeah, no, I'm willing to.
But yeah, I think the limited production is probably what's moving him down along with the injury. But I look at a guy like Darnell Washington and be like, hey, man, in that limited production, you showed me that you can potentially be a dominant pass catcher over the middle. Like if you iron out some of his inconsistencies in route running where he kind of rounds off routes, like I think people made too much of, oh, he looks slow on film. So did Gronk. Gronk is 6'7", 270. That's what Darnell Washington is.
Yeah, Gronk wasn't exactly a burner. He just, if you run through enough dudes, you don't need to be that
That's
fast.
such a Colts pick.
Yeah.
Such a Colts pick.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Very.
What was it? I tapped along for a second.
Julius Brents.
Oh,
He's from Indianapolis.
I'm
too.
out. That's nice to know, but I'm out. I'm not a big Brents guy. He is
I love
very
Julius
enticing
Brents.
in terms of his traits, bro.
I love
I
Julius
watched
Brents.
I watched the TCU game, both the TCU games, and I was like, yo, no, I'm out. I am out. Why are they trading in division? That's crazy.
Wait, what happened?
Who
The
traded?
Packers just traded with the Lions.
The Packers?
Yeah.
Oh, for a spot. Okay.
But yeah, I watched both the TCU games and I was out because I already wasn't that high on Quentin Williams. So for him to get worked like Quentin Williams like he did was like, yeah, I was out. There were when he wants to, when he can get a hand on you, he's a difference maker. You can tell he's 6'4" and he's strong as hell because you're not getting past him. But if I felt like he had too many free releases off the line for Quentin, like he let Quentin get to the where he wanted to way too often, basically.
True, but I think Brent's physicality is something like I'd rather teach up corners in the technical areas of the sport than tell a guy, hey, you need to be more physical. That's just something you cannot teach.
That's fair.
You cannot teach the aggression that Julius Brents plays with. He is a physical and willing tackler. That's something you don't see a lot with corners. Like you can send him on blitzes. You can have him setting the edge in run fits as a corner. This is such a Gus Bradley, Indianapolis Colts style cornerback. Big, long, fast. It's the Colts have had a very good draft. They've
Oh,
had
the pain it sounded. That pain. That
That's what I'm saying. You
Hey, man, he
you
was
heard
hurting.
I had to think about it. They're having a good draft.
Get that hate out your heart, brother.
I know Pierre's not talking.
I'm about to say, boy,
I
Washington
thought
about to be on
real
the
hatred.
I'm about to be boo.
He said
Will
something
Levis.
about him just irks me. Something about him
Yeah.
just irks me, and then
Yeah.
goes into like 3 paragraphs of why he hates Will Levis, dude. The poor guy's just going through like the worst night of his life. Everyone at draft day is just like laughing at him, and Pierre's like, "Yeah,
No,
No.
Yo,
Why did they do that?
exactly. What the hell?
That's
What
such a
is this?
redundant pick.
They took them both. They had them both.
that's crazy."
They have them both. What are we doing, y'all? Yo,
I love the Lions, man. They
They're
are
lying,
very
They literally have two of the exact same player.
yo, they have them both, bro. What are we doing? They are going out they telling you, bro, we're going to play pure man coverage all game long. Both my safeties coming on now, man coverage.
what this could mean is CJ moves back and plays more like true safety, and Branch plays nickel. But it's a good problem to have when you have both safeties who can be very interchangeable in nickel. You don't have to take those guys off the field.
Yeah.
And Brian Branch, I love Brian Branch. I love the player. He is a clean prospect at nickel. It's just how much do you value a nickel? That's why he didn't go in the first round. Like, he's a great tackler. He makes plays in space. He's got ball production. He is a modern nickel corner.
This makes CJ look stupid, man. They just replaced you, bro.
Extremely.
You're not getting that. You're not getting that second deal.
Just dumb. Just take your
You're gonna be
1
back on the
year.
market. Why did you not take the? I have his jersey in my closet. Shouldn't have bought it. Every time I look in my closet, I just like think about it. I'm like, dude, how did this happen? Like, my favorite players finally on the Eagles, and then that's how it all ended. It's been a tough year.
Yo, they literally just drafted. Yo, what?
Pierre, you want to refresh the page, bro? See it just updates.
You got sick of seeing his name right there.
Yeah, bro, it's already hurting. He's not even off yet.
That is crazy, bruh. They moved back 2 spots.
Do you guys think they could take like Hyatt at 62?
Hyatt,
there.
I mean, yeah, if he's there, they should.
Folks, if they take Hyatt, I don't know, bro. I might need a second.
That'd be crazy, man. Like, I mean, it just seems very un-Eagles like, because I mean, they did address the trenches for 2 picks already, so we could be in for like a fun pick. But
no, Howie, like I said last night, there's definitely a FU.
There's going to be a Howie
pick coming. Yeah.
Yo,
no doubt.
If they take Hyatt, I'm gonna be sick, bro. I am not even gonna lie to you, bro. I mean, we got time. We got Quez Watkins in house,
and we got what's his name?
Somebody else
from the Falcons.
Yeah. I'm about to say, there you go.
He's from Philly
OZ.
too.
I just called him OZ because his name is wicked.
But you said someone's name at the beginning.
Hey,
look, bro, we was all on the bandwagon.
He's gonna prove you wrong. You saw his tweet.
Like that.
You saw his tweet, bro. He's coming at you, Pierre. He needs to tweet less and go catch some footballs, bro.
I'm off the bandwagon. I'm off the Quez Watkins bandwagon.
I was on it the entire time, bro. I was like, Quez is gonna be the best receiver to come out of Southern Mississippi. Unfortunately, it's still Jerry Rice.
We're going to let you go soon, JP. I just got one question for you before you go. Give us one draft hot take.
Draft hot take. I don't know when or where they're going to do it, but the Rams are going to pick Jake Haener.
Oh.
You said that like 30 minutes ago, Quill.
I think Jake Hayner is going to be a Ram by the end of this. I think Fresno State, I think Zach Robinson loves him. That he's going to be a Ram before potentially the weekend is done. Maybe even before the day is done. If they like him so much. I mean, we've seen teams this year. If you like a guy so much, just go ahead and take him. So we'll see. But I think they really like Jake Hayner.
That pick would be very enticing, to say the least. I think the world of Jake Hayner. I think there's some consistency things we can clean up on, but I think the world of him in terms of talent. I think he's one of them. He's my Bailey Zappi for this year. Those of y'all
That's
who watch
exactly
me,
who he is.
those of y'all who watch me know
Got to
I
trade
love Bailey Zappi.
Buccaneers traded up with the Patriots, I think.
Oh, this has got to be Hooker. This has got to be Hendon Hooker.
You said the Patriots did?
Yeah, no, Buccaneers.
The Bucks traded up with the Pats. This has got to be Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
Yo, the Commanders have picked. Hold on, what the hell?
Wait, what?
No.
Who did the Buccaneers trade up with?
The Patriots have selected Keon White.
That's
So
also that's a very Patriots player.
Wait, the
The
Packers
the
are
Bucks.
trading.
Okay, so we're a couple picks back. The Patriots picked Keon White. The Commanders have selected Jatavius Martin. Love me some today, Jatavius Martin.
Mhm.
But the Packers are now out, and they traded up with the Bucks.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, but yeah, like I was
Also,
saying,
wait,
that's
another. What do you call it? What do you
hot
call it? No. Feather in my basket. I guess is that the same?
take. I ain't never heard it, but you from Jersey.
Feather in your hat?
That's something different.
Feather in my hat. Yeah. Brian Branch stayed in the green room. He's a winner. Will Levis, loser.
He got the number 2 jersey?
He got a one. He got to win. You got to win, Pierre. That's a win. That's a
The
win.
only other two guys I've heard about are Slay and Geno Smith. Because I saw Slay tweet about
So
that.
did anybody see him hold it? Like, did he hold a jersey yet?
I'm looking right now to see.
Branch? I don't think
He's
so.
getting an interview right now. Because all right, if you lost JP before you go, we had this whole thing where Pierre threw a fit because he was angry that Will Levis didn't come back to the draft.
Big
He
loser
basically
vibes.
took his
Loser
ball and
mentality.
went home because he didn't get picked in the first round. And I'm like, to
Loser.
be real with you, bro, I don't think I've ever seen anybody come on a stage and hold up a number 2 jersey. So I don't think he did anything wrong. But didn't this just happen? We don't know if he held up a jersey or not, but apparently players do come later.
I'd take my ass home.
Exactly.
That's what I would say. I would not be sitting there.
You know what? You know what they don't have in Kansas City? Free food. I can go home, eat some home cooking, be around more family, and just chill. Man, I'm going home in an instant if I'm not picked on day one.
Nah.
As soon
a quarterback,
as, soon as the 32nd pick is turned in and I'm not it, I'm on a flight.
Here's a
As
boomer. As a quarterback,
as a quarterback, no, you stay there. You stand in the face of adversity.
oh my god, you've been watching too much.
You watch adversity on TV. That's what you do. Tell adversity you can come to my house. We got free food. But we appreciate you for joining, brother, man. It's always a pleasure to have you. We can't wait to have you back, man.
Yes, sir.
Anytime.
We'll definitely make that happen soon, man.
All right. See y'all.
All right, brother.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you.
Yo, that was interesting. I don't know about that, Pierre. That was different, boy. You ain't standing in the face of adversity when you ain't getting picked in round 1. You might as well grab your ball. Go on, you see the tears that Keon White folks shed, and you still gonna get them same tears, that same feeling you playing in the NFL. You just in your house now. I ain't staying for this.
Nah.
Yo,
As a quarterback, you stay.
quarterback should just be miserable and hate his life for the entire night. I'm a quarterback though. This is so embarrassing, and I'm a meme on Twitter the entire day, and they're just zooming in on my face.
That shows me.
Every
That
single
shows me.
face
But
made.
if he would have stayed, that shows me he don't let adversity impact him.
Every single face he made, they were in on it, bruh. I'm like, yo, not even just him, his woman.
You know what it is?
bruh. I'm
You
like,
know
And
what
he
all that
even
is?
said before,
Hey,
he said
hey.
the one thing I don't want is to be in the green room if I don't get drafted and them zooming in on my face. He literally
Hey,
said
listen.
that.
You know what all that is? You know what all that is? You guys ready for it? You ready for it? Ready for it? Put the mic up. Rat poison.
Did Jalen Hurts go to day 2 of the draft?
Yeah, he did. He
yeah,
did.
he did.
He was at the draft?
No, he was like if you're home from the beginning, okay, cool. But if you're there,
Oh, now it's okay.
if you're
adversity, shouldn't he have shown up after the first round and been like, they didn't take me. I'm gonna sit here and take this adversity now.
It was COVID.
Oh yeah, it was a COVID year. But if you're there and you leave, you're a loser. You're a loser. Big loser mentality.
The Commanders.
What about everyone else besides Brian Branch? Is Hendon Hooker a loser too?
Did he leave? Was he in the green room?
There was one player who returned. There were other guys. There were like 4 or 5 guys who were in the green room. One guy returned.
Losers.
Brian Branch.
All of them are losers.
Pierre, you go to the draft.
Loser mentality.
You go to the
And on
draft.
some real, y'all, Washington having a really good draft, man. They getting a bunch of guys who are really solid football players in the back end of the secondary.
I do
Who
not
did
know.
take
You Forbes in round 1, Jatavius Martin in round 2. I'm here for it. They tired of getting the ball thrown on them. I can see it. They got the defense for it. They got their 2 interior defensive linemen locked up. They're going to get one of their edge rushers locked up. It wouldn't surprise me to see one of them traded with the thing. But they got the defense for it. They loading up on the back end saying, look, that's the weakness. That's the weakness. I'm impressed, man. I'm highly impressed.
Do we know who Tampa Bay is taking yet?
Nothing yet.
The pick is in.
Oh, Cody Mach.
God damn it, yo. They keep taking on my.
I wanted Cody. Hey, you guys see that trade that I got today in the mock I did? Yeah, the Raiders offered me Hunter Renfrow.
Man, that's believable. Hunter Renfrow. I think they all Hunter Renfrow for like a 4th round pick. It's just ain't nobody offering. Man, y'all. This is what it feel like when your team is good. I can finally see our name on the board. When our pick get called, I'm gonna go get me something to eat.
Yeah, I got something.
You sure you want to do that? Because we're coming right back up at 66.
All right, when I pick get called the second time, I'm gonna give.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm like 99% sure they're trading that pick. They're trading.
What's
back
the third round
trade
pick?
that pick before?
Yeah. Huh?
What's our third round pick, or do we not have one?
66.
So you're right. Yeah, 66 is like the third one of the third round. That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we're done for the day
until 219. That's why I say they're gonna have to trade back.
Is that? Yeah, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But 219 will be tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's like the 7th round of tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I see.
That's why I say they're. I'm pretty sure, like almost 99% sure.
The last couple years they've also just had a couple of just like kind of top heavy drafts. They've traded. We traded back on which pick,
but not having a pick from 66 to 219.
Yeah, it's a big gap. But we had 2 first rounders, right? And then you can talk yourself into 2 second rounders, right? If like. Yeah. 3 rounds, 1 into the 3rd, right? Or 2 third rounders. Depends on how you look at it. But maybe you can live with that. But I think you're probably right. I don't see them going 100 or 200 picks damn near before picking again.
Let's fleece the Saints again.
That'll be nice to see. Damn, y'all, this what it's like being a real good football team.
Was that a Jalen Hurts? Was that a Jalen Hurts jersey at Cody? What's his name? Cody Mouch draft party.
That's funny. There was a Sixers jersey at the.
Everybody wants to Jalen play for Jalen Hurts. You so Bijan mom
you know what's wait you know what's funny? Carson Wentz went to North Dakota State.
Wow.
Bro wearing a Jalen Hurts jersey.
Hey, I love him. I love him a lot. But get the hell out of here, bro. You got Josh Downs still on the board. Rasheed Rice still on the board. Get the hell out of here, bro.
Who, Pittsburgh?
Nah, Green Bay.
Who they take? Wait, I'm so far behind.
Scott right now. They took Jalen Reed. Jalen Reed. You ain't behind. You ain't behind. I got the y'all actually in front of this jump that I'm watching. I just got my notifications on. And I'm getting some of them, but I'm not getting all of them. Already getting cooked tonight. Yesterday I got them all. But
who's
today,
the receiver? Who's the receiver out of Stanford that's been getting a lot of love lately?
Michael Wilson.
He
all right. He big body guy, nice traits, got some nice tape on some games. I ain't all the way in on him, but he's interesting. I'd take him in the 4th. But like he is what Jatavius should be, basically. Like where Jatavius got picked at, that's where Michael was trending to early, but then people found out about Jatavius. So like, oh, okay, let's go get him.
Domantas Sabonis is not good, bro. He is getting cooked.
You watching basketball when football draft is on, bro. Ball ain't
fake fan. You're not a real football head.
Ball ain't life.
No.
First of all, there's a game that come on at 10:30. You can watch that right now. We watch.
This is the game I care about. This is the game I care about. I want the Kings to beat the Warriors so bad, bro.
Bro, I do too, bro. Like my in-laws, my wife, parents.
You got family that are Warriors fans?
Yeah, my wife.
My whole mom's side. Yep.
Her dad and her mom, they Warriors fans, and now I'm fake. I show support, but then I be sitting here like, I hope they lose. So
me too. I'm like, oh man, the Warriors are doing well this year.
Come on, Sacramento. Stop getting our ass beat, bro.
I used to be like, yo, the Warriors are doing well. Like, let's talk about the Warriors. Inside in my head, I'm like, yo, I hope y'all fucking lose. Like,
especially because I know y'all see me say it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago or the other day. Like, I may not like Sacramento, but I'm a Kentucky fan. Like, in terms of college basketball, I got 2 teams. It's Duke and Kentucky. I love both of them. Those real, like, I fuck with them for a long time.
Oh, so you gotta love the Kings.
Yo, I've been big. Yeah. I was big Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox fans when they was balling together. So when I seen the trade happen, it wasn't another person happier than me, bro. I do
remember that. I think we talked after that. You were excited. Yeah. No,
I was happy as hell, bro.
I love seeing teammates get back together, dude. That is my seeing and them having chemistry. It's like my favorite thing in the world to see. Like that's why when D Wade went to Cleveland and it was just so ugly, it was just so heartbreaking, dude. I was like, yo, what happened?
He went to play with LeBron. Teammates, right?
I know. Yo, I do not want Ringo.
No.
I am so out on him, bro.
Everyone keeps tweeting, "No, bring me Ringo." I'm like, no.
Cam Smith. If they go corner, Cam Smith should be the pick if he's there.
Do you think they could triple down French's? Because
they might.
Adebawore, what was it?
Adebawore.
He's still on the board, you know,
and he's reportedly Howie freaking loves him.
Definitely a big Howie guy, dude. Crazy
Howie
traits.
Freaking loves him.
Mm-hmm.
But I doubt it. I think if they go trenches, it's gonna be on the O line.
That's what I think too.
Osiris,
give me it. I would love that. I'd buy an O-line jersey.
I would not. I would not. Love that. I love Osiris though. Like Sabo baller. I love Sabo, but I would not love that.
I know you want positional versatility more,
I
but
need somebody
dude, if we get a Mauler at guard and we don't need Jurgens to step in at guard, and you can use your what's his name, Driscoll as a swing backup right, I'll take him. And Osiris has some talent at guard, man. That guy moves.
You're right. You definitely like, hey, that's the top 20 player, man. So you're right. It's a me personal thing.
No, I understand.
Like, I'm just kind of depressed that Cody Marsh off the board, but I'm happy Cody Marsh got picked. Cody Marsh deserved to get picked that high.
He had the funniest picture back in the day, dude. He had the one that became a meme. The one where he was just missing all his front teeth.
That ain't back in the day. That's today. Back in the
I
day,
thought that picture was from like 2 years ago.
Oh, it might have been, but you saying back in the day, like the
No, I meant like back. Like I mean, he's just
meme.
bigger than that now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they took Packers took Jaden Reed.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't know how I feel about that. I mean, like I said, they got Rasheed Rice. You got
Dolphins took Cam Smith.
Dang it, the corner.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why?
Because whatchamacallit said his knees broke, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
no, but I know they got Jalen and who else?
It's what's his name? Shit.
Xavier Howard.
Xavier Howard.
No, that was Byron Jones who said his knees broke. Right?
Yeah, but
Xavier Howard. Cam could play some nickel. Cam could play some real good nickel. Like
they
that
need
was
corner depth though. Xavier also missed games last year, anyways. Like the Dolphins corner should have been top of the league, like the Eagles, but he's dealt with a lot more injuries than the Birds did.
Like particular last year in general, he has 357 snaps as an outside corner, and he had 196 snaps aligned in the nickel. The most he played in his career. Like his freshman year, he had 7. His sophomore year, he had 32. So last year, they basically was like, hey, we think you could do both type thing. And they let him show everything he had on display. So it's definitely there. And he's a very technically sound player. As a guy I feel very comfortable with. I mean, he ain't stupid, dumb athletic, but he's very technical. So
Zach Charbonnet is off the board.
He's not.
Seahawks.
Is that Charbonnet?
Mm-hmm.
What
Wait, did y'all see Kenyon White's reaction to being drafted by the Patriots?
Nah, what'd he say? What'd he do? He was mad.
He was pissed.
Hey, you guys see Anthony Richardson's little brother?
Yeah, he sounds like a 54-year-old man.
Bruh, yeah. I saw somebody said that wasn't ready for the voice, and I was like, really? And like, so I like clicked the video, and I was just like, hey,
you're watching the wrong thing, Parf. You need to be watching the WWE draft. The bloodline has been selected to SmackDown. See, if JP was still here. See, the weird thing about it, though, they got the bloodline listed as Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. What are Usos?
About the Usos.
Exactly. That's strange.
Wait, the WWE draft, they did it the same night as the NFL. Why didn't they just wait till next week?
Nah, Triple H said, I want war. This was a Triple H call.
With the NFL?
Yeah. The NFL and the NBA playoffs, because you got two game sixes on the night. He said, I want bump.
With Roger Goodell?
Hey, Triple H, I tip my cap to it, man. I don't know if the big hats upstairs said do this or who made this decision, but I tip my cap. I personally would have waited, but hey, good luck to. I'm gonna watch all of it. As soon as we done here, the first thing I'm gonna go do is go cut that on slow.
Dude, Rubet doubling down on the whole press conference is just so embarrassing. Like,
because he tried to touch on it again when Jalen and Nolan were meeting the media this afternoon.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Yeah.
I ain't even. I was gonna.
Oh wait. I'm not gonna lie.
That until tomorrow, Mo, or once the draft over. Like, well, I can't say from what I did see out of the clip, that all that shit was goofy as hell, bro. Like, come on, bro. It's supposed to be the best night of bro life. I understand.
Yeah,
all
no,
the weddings
that's what
y'all
we're saying.
got
And
all that. Like, come
Howie's
on, man.
comeback was great. And then so then on Twitter, Rube was responding to people and being like, "Oh, like he just was not taking any accountability. It was just
Oh,
hella goofy."
I'm blocked by him, so I can't see anything.
I'm only blocked by the Locked On Eagles dude. What's his name? Louis DiBiase.
And it was such a like choose my words carefully here. It was such a weird reason to block someone. Like it was about Nelson. I think when Nelson Aguilar was about to be a free agent, and he said something about him, and I was like, "Stop living in the past." Like, there's no reason to resign a dude, and he
Damn.
blocked me because
Oh
of it.
man, Bears got a good one, man. They got Javon. Bears took Javon Dexter. That's a good pick. He has some upside. He's a big boy. He's like 6'6". What were you saying though, Pierre? You were saying something
Yeah,
about
it was about yeah, it was about the Nelson Aguilar thing.
No.
When they were, yeah.
You were saying something before about the board. You said like, hold up, like before we had this.
Oh yeah, DJ Turner, he's still available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's a candidate for me at 62 if he's still there.
John Michael Schmitz is such a Minnesota ass name, bro. That's insane.
Bro.
That is insane, dog. Oh yeah, I bet he's a great center. He loves playing ball and just blocking his heart out.
Minnesota. We're Minnesota now, yeah.
Well, you know, they just kind of talk like
Minnesota.
that. Spend enough time there and you can pick it up.
Can you yodel?
I'll yodel for you, but I won't bark.
Hey, that's why my dog was barking. He was trying to get in on the podcast. Go dog.
Oh man. You want to scroll a little bit, Pierre? See who else is on this board?
Yeah.
Y'all give me it.
Marvin Mims still available. Isn't there someone else named Josh Downs?
It seemed like I've heard the name before.
Right? Yeah. All right. Well, Javon is gone. He just got taken. Tuli's
What do you
still
think
available.
about? What do we think
Henry?
about Henry? Yeah.
Took him in my mock. I took him in my mock. Dude, I think the combination of him and N'Kobe and Jermaine could be pretty filthy, dude. Like a nice rotation of those three.
Just the guy. That's the
You
running
take him
back
at
I want.
62.
Well, of course, because I think we're going to trade back. Depending on where we trade back, I'll take him in the third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I would take him in the second. I don't know if you can.
Darius Rush is still there, man. There's still a lot of talent left in this draft. Jordan Battle.
Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
I like Nate Dell
It's
too.
a hell of a name.
Hell of a name for a running back, bro. Nate Dell, he's got some juice, bro. I like him as a Quest replacement. Small.
He just looks like he's going to be a great receiver. Aggravating as hell, though.
Robbie Anderson vibes.
No, his name is Chosen.
Chosen. That's right. Chosen one. He's in Miami now.
Yeah. With Mike McDaniel. That's such a pairing.
I love it, dude. Mike is awesome. He's hella funny. He was definitely vaping on the sidelines too. 100%. No doubt. All right. Come on. Let's get this next pick in.
Trade. Chiefs are on the clock.
Fuck them.
Yeah,
wait. Why did Seattle take a running back?
Yeah.
They have Kenneth Walker.
Makes zero sense.
Should we do a mock?
You mean like
it's
a
not
live
gonna
mock?
be up. It's not gonna be up. Never mind. Yeah.
Devin Hester? Been a while since I've seen him.
I remember watching him break Dion's record for the touchdown returns. Are you eating the donuts? The hostess donuts? Yeah. Oh wow! Look at that. That was impressive. I saw the white and I saw the blue in the white bag, and I was like, no, I know what that is. Quell, you're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
That's a typical fat guy right there.
Listen. I played tackle in high school. I don't know what to tell you. My fat boy senses
My
were
man
acting
said,
up.
I saw the blue and saw the white, and I knew it was heaven sent.
I smell donuts.
But we should have our second guest on. Oh, in a few, Savion Mixon of New Millennium Falcons, also around the block.
That's a great name.
Basically. Oh, hey man, when I tell you Falcons Twitter be balling with the names, bro, I thought we was good. They like that.
Oh, we gotta ask him. We gotta ask him if he heard the rap.
I know he heard the rap. That's why. That's one of the few reasons I'm excited to get him on.
That was amazing, bro. That man put that together, wrote it, produced it, and recorded it all in one night, bro.
For those of y'all who don't know what we talking about, we gonna play it for you because it ain't no copyright.
We gonna play it, okay?
So
let's play it.
Ain't even no screen. It ain't gonna take
Twitter
us
here. Hit Twitter.
Hey, we ain't no haters, bruh. We ain't no haters, bruh. We gonna show love where love deserves to be showed, bro. And when I seen that, I said, hey, Falcons fans, this for y'all, bro. My man was out here.
Wait, I'm gonna find the actual tweet and link it in the stream.
It's wild. It's wild to have a rap about Atlanta, just totally Detroit style. He
went pure Detroit on the bars, bro. That's exactly
barely
what
rhymes.
I
Just enough.
I was listening to him rap like my man from Detroit, man.
That sounds like TJ, bro. He sounds like TJ.
My man, that's ATL Grizzly.
Don't change, here we go again. We higher Arthur's mission was because of Derrick Henry. I think that Bichon gon' be a freak up in that zone read. But still, if I'm being honest, really, I just don't see why the folk we pass on Jalen, that's a safe pick. But he got arrested. Bitch, we almost on that Ray Pitts. Brady and Calais could have taught him. Don't that make sense? Falcons really trying to roll with Ritter. Do y'all hate wins? Once again, bitch, no discussing that. But name the last team whose best player was a running back who really made a run at that Lombardi trophy. We never finna make it with Lil Arthur coaching. Another running back, and we had Algier and CP. Might as well just run the Wildcat or the Wing T. Brought in Anya Modicated Ellis, a new DC. If we added Brad, man, Jalen, that's elite chief. Always fuck up in the draft, so it don't change. Here we go again. We higher Arthur's mission was because of Derrick Henry. I think that Bichon gon'
That's pure,
bro.
unadulterated talent. That's talent, bro.
You need to give love, bro. Because when I tell you what you played was cool, bro. We need a live track, bro. We need what he said from top to bottom. We need him. We could blur out all the explicit if you like. Him saying Arthur Smith, you and your. You know what I'm saying?
Well, was telling me all the Falcons fans were happy, and then I saw that this morning, and I was like, "Yo, oh my god!"
Yeah, that's what I said. I was talking to my Falcons man today, and I was like, "Bro," I saw the tweet, and I was all capping for everybody. Hey, we lit. Hey,
what up, man?
Say,
what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Say? What's up, Brody?
What's popping, man?
Oh man, that sounds like the disappointment in the voice. Hold on, before we get to the disappointment, we was literally just talking about the Falcons diss track. How you feel about that, man?
I ain't even listen.
You ain't heard it? You want to hear it?
No, I don't. No. I'm sorry. There's nothing in me that says, you know what? This pick that I actually enjoyed, I'm gonna listen to 3 minutes of somebody just because
No, but the crazy part is, bro, he didn't drag Saquon. I mean, he didn't drag Bijan one time. He said a whole bunch of great things about Bijan. He said how great Bijan was and how terrible the rest of everything was, basically. Like, that's why I said you gotta hear it, bro. Like, it was different.
It's pure talent.
I don't. You know what? For you, Kel, I'll listen, bro. But just know,
That's different. I can feel the pain in your voice, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I wish I could help.
Hold on, before we get to the track, because there's so much pain, I need to understand. You not like Matthew Bergeron?
not that I don't like Matthew Bergeron. It's the fact that I like Cam Smith, Keon White, BJ Ojolari, all these other guys a whole lot better. And it's just the fact that we traded up. And so I'm wondering who it was that threatened us at 44 to where we felt the need to trade up. So that's more so where I'm coming from. I'm a little lost.
I can't negate that. I mean, me personally, I think where the threatening came from, based on conversation, is once Cody March went off the board. Like we running low on guys who we can view as if y'all were taking the same approach that I think that the Eagles would have taken with that pick, it's more so I want to tackle, but I also want to guard. Like I need somebody who can combo it, who I can use here now so they can get production and they can play, and then later on we can move them to their true position. And you were running out of options in terms of those guys. I mean, Anton Harrison was gone, Cody March went off the board, tackles were getting bleak.
And I think that's the thinking right there, is the fact that Jake Matthews is getting up there in age, and we need a left guard now. So like I said, and I've been saying on the TL, it's an immediate plug and play. I understand it. I get it. I'm not really upset about it. It's just the fact that when you see a trade up, everything here gets giddy, and you're like, oh, we're about to get. You always look for the flashy car, and this is just the dependable. This is just the dependable Nissan outside, and it's like, all right. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the Ultima. It'll get me to work.
No, I think that's how I felt last year when we took Juergens and Nakobe Dean was still on the board. Exactly. Felt the same way. It's just like I know at the end of the day it's probably a good pick, but it's still disheartening. Like I still wanted somebody who was like fun. You're gonna like, oh, I'm gonna watch him, and you can watch some big hit highlights or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exact same energy. Exact same energy. But how are you guys doing, man? I'm looking at the live. That thing say 30. That thing say 99 minutes, man. What have y'all been talking about for 99 minutes?
Oh, bro, last night we went 4 hours?
4 hours, yeah.
Oh, y'all too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was late. Yeah, but y'all young. Y'all can do that. Y'all,
So when do the Falcons pick again?
75.
35.
We gotta wait.
Not too long.
Yeah. So I know
Chiefs got Rashee Rice
just now.
Yeah, and Bears traded up and took Tyreek Stevenson. Wow, Bears defense just got a good amount of talent.
Who's the Bears DC?
I don't know anymore. I want to say on this side, but he's our DC now. So,
I mean, how I view it is they have a DC, but they don't have a DC. I don't know who the Bears DC is, and
it's Alan Williams.
Frank. Oh yeah, Alan Williams is the Bears DC. But quite frank with you though, he ain't doing nothing but pitching ideas. I'm pretty sure Matthew Eberflus is calling the plays.
I'm tripping. They do have Eberflus back there. Oh man,
Facts.
that's not bad. Stevenson is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's one of those picks where it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on.
I see the vision. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Okay, my guy Rashid Rice is finally off the board. He's a how the fuck y'all let him be a chief?
That's what I just said.
Y'all
Yeah, I
making me
know,
sick.
bro.
Y'all keep letting them get all these wide
I
receivers.
know.
People had all these motherfuckers to throw the ball to.
That's the
Yo, leave me
that's-
alone.
very last place that Rasheed Rice needed to go.
Hey,
For real.
I'm not trying to hear that shit right now, bro. This is the team that just beat me in the Super Bowl with fucking Sky Moore running jet sweeps, basically. Like,
Mhm.
bro,
Well,
like they just giving them pass catchers, base. Like, what the hell, bro?
Giants took Smith.
John Michael
So,
Smith, that's a fucking hey, bro. I said it all season long, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care how off I sound. Hey, I'm down for the vision. The Giants are not playing.
they
they're
have
not.
See everything that Brian Dabble is trying to lay out, and he is not playing. They when I tell you that offensive line will be official in the next year or two, they will be official in the next year or two. Mo, first of all, getting John Michael Smith. I spent so much time watching Mo Ibrahim because I love him. Y'all know how much I love my Mo Ibrahim. Mo Ibrahim is a dog. I spent so much time watching him, and all that kept popping out on the screen every time I watched him was, hey, look at the center. He just out here leading the way, just out there. John Michael Smith is different. I'm a big John Michael Smith guy. I think he was my OT too. My not OT, my IOL too.
interior O-line.
Like,
Yeah,
man,
he was center one for me. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but I mean, when you look at what y'all are doing in the NFC East, the Giants have to. I mean, look at the three defensive lines they have to worry about. They got to worry about.
yeah.
They got to worry about y'all. I don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all are basically Georgia North and Washington. In Washington, I mean, it's just it's just
Yeah.
so yeah. As much
You ain't even named Dallas. I mean, of course, you know they got the Micah Smiths, Ronda Rand, they got
Maggie in there now.
Lawrence,
middle.
and now they got Mozzie in the middle.
He's big,
that's gonna be
bro.
a problem.
That man
That's
is strong.
Tank.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what the Commanders are doing, not picking up Chase Young's 5th-year option. I don't
gonna make
get
him
that.
earn his contract like they did. Whatchamacallit? What's his name? Payne. They ain't pick up his 5th-year option either. They made him earn his money, and they
Luke
paid him when he
Moonmaker
time.
is a cowboy.
Who?
Luke
Luke
Shoemaker.
Maker.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's their Schultz. That's their Schultz.
That's their
replacement.
Yeah, you think talk about reliability. He was one of them guys who I thought I had my tight end rankings set up. I didn't watch the tight ends. That was one of the last few groups that I watched. And once I watched it, I'm like, yo, who the hell is this Shoemaker kid?
Yep.
Like, yeah, over Darnell too. That's the crazy part, man. Like,
Darnell just
I think Darnell is ultra talented. We had JP Acosta on earlier, and I was basically seeing here saying like, what's the difference between him and Kyle Pitts, basically. And I think right now what people are looking for is production. Is more production than anything. When you talk a guy like Shoemaker, you not even just Shoemaker. You talk all 4 of the tight ends that have gone off the board before Darnell. It's a reason. These are one of the moments where I feel like my process it's been 100% correct. I feel real good about what I did during this draft season, especially getting back to the fact that when I look at like my player rankings in general, and you can go through my top 100 and see like if you want to go through and be picky and rank the tight ends, you will see yourself that Darnell Washington personally was my tight end 5. Like I had Michael Mayer, Luke Musgrave was my tight end too. So Dallas got a steal. They got my tight end too.
okay.
Then you got Dalton Kincaid at tight end 3. I'm waiting for my tight end 4, Tucker Kraft, to come off the board. I think Tucker Kraft is a fucking dude. He's a dude. But when you talk Darnell Washington, it's like he he has all the traits you want to in the world. He got the potential to be really good, but I mean, potential and what you're gonna be right now is two completely different things, basically. So I'm not really surprised that he isn't off the board. It, I ain't. This is far from a shot at y'all at all. I like to think the NFL has learned their lesson from Kyle Pitts. Basically, they picked Kyle Pitts so high,
How is that
and
not? I mean, this is it was completely. That's one thing about Terry. Terry doesn't care about positional value, and I've completely just bought into whatever this is that he's doing. Listen, as long as it looks good on the field, that's all I care about. Everything as far as analytics process, he's completely thrown it out the window. He's but premium, and that's what he's done this offseason. He has paid everybody but a premium position. What he does is the premium positions in the draft. I mean, I guess we kind of got our left tackle of the future in Bergeron. Hopefully, I guess that's what the plan is, that you put him in guard now and you put him outside when Jake Matthews is done. But yeah, Terry has completely gone against the grain when it comes to positional value and all these types of things. And I think the league is like, okay, well, I see that didn't give you immediate dividends, so we're not doing that.
I was about to say, just listening to you talk, and I mean, it's really a hit or miss thing. Like, I want to know how much you feel about what I'm about to say, but I feel like based on what you just explained, that's exactly how general managing should be done. Because based on what you explained and my knowledge about Arthur Smith, it like I said earlier in the draft about the pick y'all made, I was like, that's an Arthur Smith pick right, B John. I said that's an Arthur Smith pick right there.
Mm-hmm.
And just listening to you talk about everything and how Terry has gone about it all, a really good GM sits hand to hand with his head coach. This what you need to make a competent football team. I'm gonna get you what you want. You tell me what you need. We're gonna move step by step, basically, same leisure. And that doesn't happen across the league. We find a point where one or the other stands tall. You can tell who's going to be the one that get fired first, basically. But from what you're saying with Atlanta, it's okay. We move together. So how much? Like basically, all I want to know is how much do you tie from this that Terry is, for lack of a better term, legit tied to Arthur, and or that if something was to go around, like let's say all this didn't work 2-3 years from now, and they're firing a coach, do you think they're firing Arthur alone, or do you think they're firing both because they both in lockstep?
So number one, Parth, I can see that you're a big Osiris Torrance guy. Sorry, I'm really sorry.
It was so close. So I'm a big Gator. You know, that's my team. We were so close, man. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just got the notification. Oh man. Oh, I got my hopes up. All right.
But yeah, no. Honestly, the way that Terry has drafted and that he's shown, I think he's shown our front.
Oh wait,
that was the worst timing possible.
Sorry
okay,
about
we're
that.
back. Let's start over.
Sorry about that. I think he's shown our front office that he's capable of, getting a coach in and getting what they need. And I think that is enough to where, let's say this does go awry in a year or two, or even this year, Arthur will get more of the blame and Arthur will probably get jettisoned out. But I think that Terry stays because Terry has kind of shown that I know how to work around a bad situation, and you just got to give me the right guy and to get me into to take advantage of the good situation that I put them in. So I think Terry has a bit more
Leeway.
And a bit more security than Arthur does, because I mean, let's be honest, man. We haven't looked good. We haven't looked good yet. We've been competitive per se, but we haven't looked good yet. And let's say that there's a third year in a row that we don't look good with all of this talent. Something's got to happen.
You think if let's just say everything you saying is the case, ahead of road at the end of the season, or I mean, at least how I see it, and I mean, maybe of course they tell me all the time. My guys tell me all the time, you give too many opportunities. You are too nice with that shit, for lack of a better term.
Mhm.
But do you think at the end of the year there's an opportunity that heads a roll if y'all don't make the moves that y'all during the season that y'all should based on the talent y'all have? Or do you think, like I said, they both in lockstep that Terry's sitting here like we both connected hand to hand and how the Falcons move as one unit. It don't look good this year, but I promise it's gonna look good in the future type thing. Because I mean, how I explained it to them, I'm posting on Twitter later. Or I probably posted it in the morning when I go through both our day one and day two stuff. But there was a point yesterday when we were streaming, and that was me and Park was going back and forth, and I said, yo, like this is part of like the great trinity, the holy trinity for Atlanta right now. I know you probably sitting here like, why the fuck you draft Bijan? But you get Bijan, you got Kyle Pitts, you go get yourself a quarterback next year. And I mean, how they looking at it is kind of like how we looked at it with Jalen. If he works out, let's go. We got our quarterback. Let's move. If he don't, let's lose enough games to go get a quarterback type thing. So with all that in mind, basically.
I have to say that you are spot on. I think we are completely copying your method of your method of team building, saying, listen, we're going to surround you, Desmond, with as much talent as possible. You are the one thing that will stop us from not getting to the playoffs. So let's say that we don't get there, then we know where we stand when it comes to the quarterback position. They're doing enough. They're doing more than enough right now to say, listen, we need to properly evaluate what's happening at quarterback, and if we have our guy right now, so that we can start going to get depth in other places. And that's exactly, and so that's what we're doing. And for the sake of my sanity, I hope it works this season.
So, at the risk of your sanity right now,
Mm-hmm.
When I think about it and we talk about, copying the Eagles blueprint, the one thing I feel like a lot of people don't talk about with the Eagles blueprint is our trenches were still top of the league. Like we had the best O line and best D line like in the league. We added, subtracted, things happen, but that's been an emphasis. It's been a point of focus for Howie Roseman his entire career. So now, yesterday when the Falcons took Bijan, I just kind of was like, I don't get it. You can go a lot of different ways with your team, and I mean, like I said, I'm a big Florida guy, so I love Pitts. I think he's got a crazy ceiling. I was a big Drake London guy last year as well, so I think you have a lot there. But I sent something to Quell. You guys had Tyler Algier. Is that how you say his name?
Perfect.
Yeah. So I mean, he was a stud, right? And so then he was like, oh, would you have told the Vikings not to draft AP back in 2007 or whatever it was, 2008? And so I lived in Minnesota at that time, so I lived through the AP hype. It was electric. I mean, everybody wanted to see what Adrian Peterson did every weekend. But the one thing that always kind of happened was AP led you to an 8-8 season. You could ride AP for at least 8 wins, but that also kind of takes you out of contention for a quarterback, right? And so then AP played with Christian Ponder for majority of his career, and then he played with the washed-up Brett Favre. The farthest they ever got with AP was the NFC Championship. That was the one year he had a healthy Brett Favre. So what my fear is I don't want the Falcons just to end up in QB purgatory. Another one of these teams with everything that's set, but you're out of range of drafting a good quarterback. You could maybe trade for one, but you never know. And so that's where I kind of question the pick. But hearing you talk about how you want your GM and your coach in lockstep, I agree. I just hope that they don't go too much into Arthur Smith because, like you said, he could be gone next year. They're more likely to keep the GM around than a coach if things get ugly. So I don't know. I personally, I'm cheering for the Falcons. My girlfriend is from Atlanta, so like her family and all her friends are Falcons fans. So I'm hoping they do well, but I didn't understand the pick.
The pick is the fact, like Arthur Smith said it yesterday, that Bijan Robinson isn't just a running back; he's a home run hitter, and that's true.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that this offense lacked last season was explosion. There was none. There was none. There was. We had to play keep away for most of the game because of the fact that, number one, our defense was atrocious, and number two, we simply didn't have a threat downfield with Marcus Mariota. Sorry, Quell. Marcus Mariota going down the field. Just didn't. So it's more so. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Parth. That's been a fear of mine ever since we said we're not going, because what that means, what the heck are y'all trading for? What do y'all need?
We moving up. My
Yeah.
phone died, so I don't know.
Wait, what happened?
We traded 62 to the Texans.
Oh,
We traded back.
to the Texans. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so Pierre, you were right.
Yeah.
It probably means
I
they
mean, it
won
makes sense. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way there was no way they were gonna go from 66 to 219 and not make a selection.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. But to finish this, it was basically, that's been a fear of mine ever since we said we weren't going to be in on Lamar, because now you put yourself in a position where you're retroactively committing to Desmond Ridder. And yeah, you can say it's just for this season, and that sounds good. You can say, yeah, if it doesn't work this season, we can just go and find a quarterback. That's not usually how it works. Good quarterbacks don't just find themselves on the market. These last years have been more anomalies than anything.
Absolutely.
So this notion that we're just going to, I don't know, trade away our future for like Drake May or Caleb Williams, who nobody's trading out of the top two if it happens that way.
Yeah. Exactly. So
it's a really big gamble to take on a team on a young offense that's, I won't say ready, but you can tell is almost there. Like, we have depth pretty much everywhere except maybe receiver. We have a ton of linemen that I can confidently say, yeah, sure. I mean, we can have them up there. Like, we can do this and have a top 10 O-line. We have a great scheme as far as running the football goes. I'm still not really sure about the passing game as far as Arthur's concerned, but we'll get there. I mean, I don't know. It's just, and now we have a competent defense, which the Chiefs have showed year after year is all you need, as long as you have the offensive side of the football. I don't know. It feels a little. It's a little scary, and that's the reason why I kind of try to avoid the conversation as much, because I'm like, there's nothing that we can do really. It's all in Desmond.
Yeah. We got details on the trade. They sent 62 to Houston for 65, 188, and 230. So they pick at 65 and 66 now.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's what, 2 picks away now.
I'm about to say, so we still in the, what I'm saying,
that's a great deal, dude.
Based on
deal. That's good value.
Wouldn't be shocked if they trade 66 also.
Yep. But based on what Savion just said, I feel like who he needs to talk to is Pierre. Like, I need you to explain to him. And this ain't saying, I'm not telling you to say that Desmond Ridder is going to be quarterback one or anything of that nature, but I need you to explain to him why you felt so strong, like the ability to feel so. And I mean, you and I was both lockstep in our opinions on Jalen Hurts, but he knows how I felt about Jalen from start to finish. Why did you think that Jalen could be competent? What made you feel like there was a reliability? There was a fact where, because like I told him, like they're a lot in the same position that we were in, And I don't knock them for going about it the same way that we did. It's just I can't guarantee y'all gonna find the same results. But how they going about it is more so like a quarterback who has potential. We don't know what he can be or who he can be, but we know that if I do my job properly and surround him by the talent that he needs to be surrounded by, he's going to be as good as he needs to be.
As good as he can be, exactly. As good
But
as
see,
he.
the thing with Jalen is though, Jalen's a what's the phrase? Not a specific case, but a special case, I guess you could say.
An anomaly.
Yeah, an anomaly. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I mean, like when you look at how he handled the situation at Alabama, transitioning to Oklahoma, the maturity that took, his play at Alabama and at Oklahoma, the jump he took at Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley. Like I said, I feel like he's a bit of an anomaly. I don't know if I would kind of compare him and Desmond. Which don't get me wrong, I feel like Desmond, he's a talented quarterback. Like he has ability. He's not a bad quarterback. I feel like he needs more reps and more time, but like you said, you guys have put talent around him. So
Jalen Hurts kind of. I feel like the thing with Jalen Hurts and the thing that I'm hoping to see with Desmond Ridder in this offense is that Jalen Hurts, especially with Shane Steichen, he grew with that offense as Steichen kind of understood what was going to work with what. Like I was looking at some things from what is it, Football Outsiders from that 2021 year because I'm thinking that that's kind of where we are currently.
Yeah.
And when it comes to where you guys are. Like it almost fits perfectly. Jalen Hurts started his last 4 games. Desmond started the last 4.
Retool year. That's what we called it.
Yep. And so let's say that I remember the first 7 games. I remember reading something. The first 7 games, you guys were like pass happy, and y'all were trying to get Jalen Hurts, to move the football down the field with his arm. And it was like Shane Steichen hit week 8 and was like, you know what? Let's start using those legs and let's see let's see what we got there. And it's like it kind of just been a spiral, and it's almost been like a machine since then. And so one thing that I'll ask is that when you look at the Falcons, don't look at it from what we are week 1, or like don't look at it from like what Desmond Ridder is week 1. See if he continues to improve and develop throughout the season, and see if Arthur is honestly as adaptable.
It's not even just good enough. Because the thing with us with Nick, it was more about being the willingness. Are you willing to go away from what you are good at, which you like to do? And
exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And find what is it that this guy to put this quarterback in the right position to succeed. And so I was like, I'm going to go into a kind of a deep dive in this whenever I get a chance to watch film, and see what it takes. What did it take in Cincinnati for Desmond Ridder to succeed? And I'm just kind of curious about that and see what Arthur can do here. But all in all, I'm not going to lie. I'm worried because Jalen Hurts, I had a feeling about Hurts even at Oklahoma. Like, it was like, I don't know, like he
it wasn't. I know exactly what you're saying because I felt the exact same thing. You can't touch it, you can't explain it, but you just know it's there.
It's there. It was there. And with Desmond, I feel like it's definitely not at the same. It's not the same clip. I can say that it's not the same clip, but it's like a glimmer. It's like you see it. It's like you see Absolutely. A glimmer. Okay, I can kind of see where we're going at. Can we hit that? And the fact that we've kind of, and I think that's the reason why it's such a itchy. It's so weird to commit to him because it's like it's just a glimmer. That's all you see. Are we really going to put our hopes on that glimmer?
I think you sound exactly like we did last year. I mean, Don't take it based on the first game. Take it based on the season. I can't tell you this offseason, I mean, this past offseason, how many arguments we got into with people about look at how he ended the season. Look at the progression throughout the season. Like, look at who he became, not who he was. And that's what you're looking for in this position. And I mean, to Desmond's defense, Jalen Hurts is one of one. I mean, there's no question about that. But everything you hear about Ritter, about the type of guy he is, his work ethic, the way his teammates believe in him, he's got it, and he's got it up there too. Like he's a smart
everything
dude.
about leadership, not nothing about ability.
Listen, but what I was about to say
listen to the rap.
He's not. But look. He's not gonna wow you with like Jalen had the running ability. That's what made him different. That's what gave him a certain floor that made people comfortable with him. Desmond doesn't necessarily have that running ability, but the best comparison that I saw for Ritter was Dak. Like you can get to that point where you can win with your head. You're not winning because brute strength or brute force or something, but leader in the locker room can get through your playbook and do things right. And I mean, that's at the end of the day, everyone can't have Mahomes and Justin Herbert or Josh Allen who are 6'5" and can throw a ball a mile. It's not what it is. Tom Brady wasn't that. You win. You can win in different ways, and I think that's just something the league and fans have to start to understand because we've seen a lot of Madden quarterbacks recently, but there's a lot of different ways to win in this league. And Ritter could absolutely do it.
The worst part about the way Desmond wins is the fact that the way that Desmond wins is going to take time to develop, and he's going to need to keep he needs continuity in his offense. He needs continuity with his guys, because the way he's going to win is he's going to beat you because he knows what you're going to do before you do it. And he's not going to be there right now because number one, he has no snaps. Number two, because honestly, no, it's just number one, he has no snaps. He just does not have the
to be there
reps. And so we're going to continue to see improvement because, and this is just me talking, we're going to see improvement because I think every live rep he gets is almost just like another, you know what I'm saying? Just another.
You sound exactly like we did last
offseason.
Man.
Scared of the fact that I'm kind of basing all of this off the fact that this just worked, so it has to work now.
I mean, for us, it was Josh Allen. We were telling everybody if Josh Allen can do it, why can't Jalen Hurts? There's always going to be some other guy, but Savion, sometimes you just get a feeling about a player and you got to rock with it. I mean, that's what I was telling people. I was like, you can get Russell Wilson, you can get Deshaun Watson, you can try to upgrade, but like, man, if a quarterback can spark that type of hope in you, I don't throw that away easily. I think Pierre we were making fun of Pierre for a little bit ago, but like what your makeup as a quarterback is so important. So, maybe you can see Will Levis as a baby for leaving and not like that makeup.
Will Levis is a loser. Hold on. Wait, let me get your opinion on that. Wait. Let me get your opinion on this. Will Levis, he was at the draft last night, right?
Correct.
You didn't get drafted. You leave and go home. That's a loser energy, loser mentality. Am I right?
So, yes, it is. But you got to think about it from his standpoint. I've been sitting in this green room for hours now. These cameras keep panning me. I keep getting these text messages from my people. Yo, what's going on? Why are you not picked yet? I thought you were going to be a Colt.
And you know what all of that is?
What is
all that is? Adversity. As a
quarterback,
I want you to be able to stand in the face of adversity and deal with it. You don't run and take your ball and go home.
He definitely.
And
took
this
his
is the most
ball
fired
around.
up Pierre has ever been on any
Oh.
podcast ever, yo.
So let me rebut that. So is everybody else that left, including guys like Keon White? Who else was it? There were a couple guys that should have stayed.
Branch was the only guy who stayed for the second day.
They aren't quarterbacks.
The guy that stayed.
They aren't quarterbacks.
Oh, no, we're not doing that now.
They aren't quarterbacks.
Competitors.
Talk to
These
me.
competitors.
They're not quarterbacks though.
I mean, yeah, based on what you want to see.
I 100%
I
understand what
get
you're saying.
you.
They're everybody that's getting drafted tonight or last night, tonight, and tomorrow are competitors. Everybody is. But at the most important position in professional sports, I need to see you stand in the face of adversity. This is a little bit of adversity, just a little bit. You don't run and go home, man. No.
He just played through a season with Kentucky's offensive line and weapons. To be
That's what
fair,
I said earlier.
hey, I still don't think he's good, Quell, but he showed some adversity. He played on
the fact that team looked like it did, and he sat here and was like, "Let's go, y'all. We gonna play week after week." That was enough for me personally. But you, Pierre, I like this. These are the conversations I have with myself,
boys.
basically.
Sorry.
Or our pick is in.
I'm gonna say it's the picking.
Nobody spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
All right.
What it is.
What do you guys think we go here?
I have no idea.
I have no
Brian
idea.
Branch is on the board. If they don't take Brian Branch, if they take Brian
He's
Branch,
gone, bro. Branch is
gone.
I'm telling y'all
He's
now,
gone.
if they take Brian Branch,
He's gone.
Hey,
Branch is
gone.
gone. Branch is gone.
Branch is gone.
He went to the Lions.
I'm
Remember?
telling y'all now, if they take Brian Branch, y'all.
Quell's in denial.
Brian,
Sydney.
Bucko.
Sydney Brown. That's where I would go.
There's
Either
only
him or
a handful
Darnell
of
Washington.
picks that'll make me go crazy.
I was thinking
right
Darnell.
Yeah, him or Darnell Washington.
I just like the idea of the power you get with Goddard and Darnell Washington in
Yeah.
12 personnel, dude. That is some power.
If y'all get
That
Darnell
is
Washington,
not power, bro.
I
You
will.
said what?
That is not power. That is pain and heartbreak. Did you see how much Zach Ertz cried when we were sitting here basically telling him, look, you going to take what we give you or you leaving? That's exactly what we're going to do to Dallas Goedert the next year.
I don't think so because Dallas Goedert can actually get Yak. The pick is in.
I'll be back. Leave me alone.
So listen, folks, I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. I'm gonna wait for Quell to get back. But yeah, it was. Hey man, I don't know what group chat y'all in, but I'm gonna need y'all to add me because y'all boys know ball. I like that.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man. We appreciate you coming on. We really appreciate you taking time out your day.
No doubt, bro. I appreciate y'all talking Falcons football. Not a lot of people like to do that nowadays.
I'm in. Well, I don't know if you know this. I'm in Georgia. I live in Savannah.
Oh, Pierre, don't do that for real.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might have to come down. I just moved to Charlotte, man. I might have to come down and see you, man.
For sure, man. For sure, man. We got a link.
Yeah, definitely. I love me some Savannah, man. Savannah lit. I don't like the fact that y'all had some.
Bro, what the fuck, bro?
You know, he knows the pick, doesn't he?
Fuck out
Yeah. You're gonna have the same reaction. It's what you said, Pierre. It's the Howie pick.
It's a FU Howie pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's an FU Howie. Okay, it's an
I'm
FU
not
Howie
even
pick.
hold you, bro. I'm sick as shit, bro.
It's an offensive lineman, isn't it?
This that fuck you Howie pick you was.
It's a no lineman.
What I just said,
Bro,
Quell.
you could have
It's
picked
literally
a
what I
much
said.
better one, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Now,
Who did they take?
I actually like
Can I
him,
spoil it?
bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Was
Took
it-
Tyler Steen, the tackle from Alabama.
Who?
That's
No, exactly.
Exactly. And again, I mean, me personally, I scout all these motherfuckers, so I know who Tyler is. Like I said, you could have took a better player. I think Tyler can be pretty good. He has a solid window. I mean, a solid floor ceiling.
And Sidney Brown is
We wanna
next.
Talk about that, but
No, I
Wait,
like
what?
Sidney Brown.
We took Sydney?
that one.
Yes! Let's go!
Oh, look.
Yeah!
I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
Yeah!
Fired up.
you, baby.
I'm about
I am
that.
back.
Yeah. Finally got a safety, man. It's not just Reed Blankenship back there.
Parf, Parf. I need to hear the announcement, Parf. Parf. Nah, yo, nah. Nah, I'm not down. I don't believe it.
You out?
Hey, what did I say? 3, 2,
All right, man.
go.
This man is trying to sign off, Quill.
Oh shit, my bad,
I
brother.
gotta head off, bro. Be easy, man.
All right, man. I
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Yeah, we'll have to get you on for another pod. Absolutely.
Most
definitely, man.
Tell me when.
Gotcha. Hopefully the Falcons Twitter don't draft you crazy in the meantime. I'll see you soon, brother.
See you, dog.
Sidney Brown! Yeah!
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got Coach. Hey, Coach, let's fucking go!
What's up? What's up?
Where the fuck you been, Coach?
Where you, this man been under a rock, man.
I haven't seen bruh since the national championship game, bruh. Michigan lost, and he said, I ain't talking to you motherfuckers no time soon.
Hold on. Wait, let me pull up my one and only mock draft that I did this year.
Man, Coach ain't look at that. Marquell's top 100. Marquell's top 10. Coach ain't been in the mix for nothing.
It was written. It was written. I knew.
He said, I knew.
Sidney Brown.
Who were those first two picks that you just kind of went over real quick?
Yeah, let's go back to those.
Right. You know what the next pick gonna be, right? I don't
that
think
is
y'all understand. Y'all know what the next pick gonna be, right?
I don't understand the Steen pick.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Quell?
Leave it alone. You just saw me get angry.
Like if they wanted to get a project at tackle, why not just pick Jones?
Yeah. You know what? All I can think is
6'8", like 370.
Yeah. I mean, Steen has good size, and it feels like it could also be a stout guy. You know, it could be a guy.
You know what this means?
Let's go, Sidney Jones is an Eagle.
Sidney Jones was already an
You know what this
brother.
means, right? Sidney Brown. That means that they're drafting his brother later on.
That's what I was just about to say.
Wait, who's his brother?
You got a brother?
Chase Brown.
Next round, you give me Chase, and we are locked in.
Chase Brown, the running back from
Running
Illinois.
back.
That's awesome, yo.
They're both.
I hope we
both
reunite.
Canadians.
Said this on Twitter a month ago, bro.
That's like crazy. Canadian football players.
Yeah, do you guys know that? They're both from Canada, and they.
Yeah, I knew he was Canadian.
Yeah, they moved to the States, and they lived with a family in the States so they could go to high school and play football.
There was another Canadian. There was that tackle who was Canadian too, who was at Syracuse. He just got taken. He got taken earlier today.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I'll figure it out.
I forget.
Because I saw that he moved from Canada because it was closer to home.
Yeah.
Matthew Bergeron. Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah.
He's from Canada too.
Wait, so we don't pick again until what, 130? 180?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I might need to go eat. Oh, all right. Finally. Ooh, I like that. I like this pick. Hendon Hooker to the Lions. I like that.
I do not like that.
Yeah, you could see that coming.
Fucking same position.
What?
I'm out. Fuck
You could see that coming with Hendon Hooker going to the Lions because I think they're just buying time with Goff right now until they can get out of whatever money's guaranteed or whatnot.
Didn't they extend him though?
For quarterback that's going to be 25 this year. We ain't bad.
Yeah, but well, it's the third. Dude, it's the third round. I think it's a good time to take Hooker.
Right,
you can bet on that side.
I mean, yeah, if you want to talk about value, it's a great value pick, but bro, like you could have did something different with this. Like that's something that's going to impact the team in the near future.
They've had a very bad draft.
I ain't gonna call it bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe not bad, but they just have reached for every
yeah.
They've been all over the place. They thought they did something right by trading back to 12 and taking Gibbs. Like, brother, nobody was taking Gibbs for another 10 picks.
Okay, Quill. You're the draft head. I don't know Tyler Steen. I haven't watched an ounce of film on him. I don't know anything about him. Can he play guard?
Who?
Tyler Steen, is that his name?
Everything I read said he should move to guard.
But yeah, I think he's more of a compact build, right? I don't think he's very he doesn't have the length to survive on the outside in the NFL.
Give me a second. Let me pull up my draft board. I mean, I ain't remember his jump thoroughly enough to break him down right now, but I do remember it was more so like I knew he was project-ish. He is pretty good. Like I'm content with
No, he's big.
which one of y'all was the one that said it was a stout pick? I
Me.
can respect it being a stout pick. At the same time, like given who's on the board right now, like Coach said, you got DeJuan Jones on the board right now. You got a bunch of players who they may be projects, but they're quality. You can if you need reps from them today, you can put them in today. I don't think you're getting that from Tyler Steen right now.
What I push back on is doesn't Stout have connections at Bama? Like he used to coach there, right? So I feel like there's little bit of something going on there. I mean, Dickerson pick, he was a big part of as well. Talking to the Alabama staff.
Man, ESP, shut up.
What did he say?
I mean,
Sidney Brown struggles. Sidney Brown struggles as a tackler. He missed 15% or more of his tackle attempts every year of his career. Shut up.
You should say, ESP, you struggle to sit at a freaking high top table. You struggle to get up on your damn chair at a high top table at a restaurant. That's why you got to always pick a booth.
He's really like a perfect fit for this defense, for what this side wants to do.
And especially because we have Reed already. We needed somebody who could play on the back end in this way.
Yeah.
That's why, I honestly liked him a little bit more than Battle, even though Battle was the Eagles fan. The ability of him just play as the free safety, right? I mean, I guess it's kind of an outdated term now, but
I would have liked them to take the kid from Penn State,
Jair Brown.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm more than content with what they did at
Tank Bell staying in Houston.
They went out of.
That's a nice pick for them.
It's a really nice pick, bro. And Mechie's gonna be healthy this year too.
Oh,
yeah, Houston could
play because if Mechie gonna be healthy, Mechie has to be a slot receiver.
Yeah, he has to be. Man, dude, Mechie was one of my favorite receivers last year.
I'm sorry, y'all. Z, he gonna play Z. Tank gonna play Z. That's cool because Tank is a really good.
Did they trade Cooks
see
yet?
what they're trying to do.
Yeah, he's in Dallas.
You can see what Houston's trying to do. They're literally trying to put CJ Stroud in the Ohio State style offense where he's just straight 4 wide the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to do.
Point, it's more about seeing what they're going to do about getting their hands on the XY receiver. That'll probably be their
job.
What's the guy?
They got one.
Nico.
They got Nico Collins. He's going to be absolutely fine as an X receiver in that offense.
Nico? I mean, when I say getting their hands on the X, I mean long term, not just next year. You think Nico long term is a quality X, or you if you're Houston, you got your chance because I don't think Houston's going to be that good next year. I think they're going to win a couple games, but I don't think they're going to be that good. So if you're Houston and you got your chance to get your hands on a quality wide receiver, you going to say, I got Nico Collins?
No, I mean, one, I don't agree. I think Houston's actually going to be a lot better than people think. They gave everybody fits this year that they played. They just didn't win because they had the worst quarterback play in the NFL.
How much of that do you think came into the fact that some of these players and these teams kind of was taking them under the radar, for lack of a better term? Like they ain't take them serious. It's Houston. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they still got some improvement to do. They still are Houston, but it's a difference trotting out there with Bryce Young as your quarterback and trotting out there with Davis Mills as your quarterback. And I like Davis. I think Davis is competent, but I don't think the league was scared of Davis. I do think the league will at least look at Bryce like, okay, we got to take him a bit.
You mean
serious.
CJ?
Yes, CJ. No, yes, CJ. My bad, CJ. I do think the league would look at him like, okay, we got to take him a bit serious, like, okay, type thing. So, I mean, you got a competent quarterback in the room, is my argument. And that's where everything starts to change, how these defensive coordinators scout and how they look at you from top to bottom in general. once you get yourself a quality quarterback. The players, yeah, they matter, but you can take a player out of a game if you a quality coordinator. You can't take a quarterback out of the game. You got to find a way to limit him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just really like the talent that they have around that entire roster right now in Houston. I mean, just, you got to look, dude. You got to look at all different areas on offense. The defense is stupid talented on every level. They have extreme talent. I mean, think about it. You have Stingley, Petre, right? Christian Harris at backers, fast as hell, right? And then they just added Will Anderson. That defense was already pretty decent last year. It really was. If you look at it, they weren't awful. That was the only reason why they were in any games whatsoever throughout the season last year is because of their defense. You look offensively, they actually have pretty decent offensive linemen. Like, they don't have bad offensive linemen. They have some younger pieces, but they're pieces that are going to continue to get better, right? They have a running back. I think Nico Collins is going to be a lot better moving forward as the X receiver, right? And now you add Mechie, who's coming back. You added, what'd you say? They drafted Downs, right? Yeah. Right?
Yeah. No, who you talking about? Houston?
Yeah.
Nah, they drafted
Tank Dell.
quarterback. Yeah, Dale. I can see why.
Oh,
you
yeah,
say Downs,
Dell.
but
I mean,
I'm
he was
not.
fast as hell.
I'm kind of struggling to understand why the hell Downs hasn't been selected yet.
Trying to
Downs
see
reminds
what?
me so much.
Is there
I'm
anything medical
struggling.
with him?
I haven't
Downs?
found anything. Yeah, Josh Downs.
He's really tiny. He's like a tweener, and he comes from an offense that doesn't translate well to the NFL. That's the exact
I
reason
mean,
why
yeah,
Jalen Hyatt's not going.
The offense doesn't translate well. And I mean, I guess how I saw it is they tried, they failed, in my opinion, but they tried to open up the offense a little bit more for Drake May than they did for Sam Howell. So yeah, the offense doesn't translate, but they didn't run nearly as much RPO and just quick one read plays as they did for Sam Howell last year for Drake
Well,
May.
they didn't
They
have the
understand
threats in
that
the
Drake.
backfield.
Yeah, I mean they got something back there. I like their running back, but
Yeah, but he's not.
it
He's
ain't.
not
Yeah, but he
Carter,
ain't
and he
no all
wasn't.
pro. Yeah, he
Yeah,
ain't
he
no.
wasn't Javante or Michael
Yeah.
Carter.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just one of them things where it's like I felt like if anything, like if you watch De'Ami Brown's tape and you watch Josh Downs tape, you gonna see two completely different things. De'Ami Brown, I get what you're saying when you say he played in an offense where they didn't allow him to do a lot of anything. If you watch a lot of Josh Downs tape, he did play in the offense for a lot of the time where that was the case. I don't think that was the case for him last year. I think they kind of opened his spectrum for him, even just a little bit. They opened the spectrum for him. Was like, hey, Josh, can you do this and that? He was successful at it. That's why I'm so high on him because I think like, well, he showed me he could do just that little bit. So I feel like it's so much more left on the table that he can accomplish that he just wasn't asked to do in that offense. Basically, like when I watched Josh Downs, he reminded me so much of who the kid that Washington select last year. Dotson, Jahan
Oh yeah,
Dotson.
Jahan.
He reminded me so much of Jahan Dotson in terms of
He's
his
right around the
ability to
corner
run
from
routes
me.
and all that. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing, but
No, like I think Josh Downs is a very good wide receiver. Like, and I think he can honestly, even though he's a little bit more slight in build, he can still play on the outside in certain offenses in certain situations. You just might have to do things with like motions and offset, alignments where you get him that initial separation if teams want to press. But he has the ability to run everything that you would want to run from multiple spots on the field. It's just what I'm saying is I think NFL teams look at that and they look at the North Carolina offense and they automatically make the assumption that that offense doesn't translate well to the league. So they just they pigeonhole him into that opinion and that outlook from
that's exactly
history.
what I think happened.
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with the guy's ability or how good he is. I think he should have been a high second round pick with his ability. mean, there's no reason. There's no reason some of those receivers that went off the board in the second round should have gone off over him. No reason. But
100% agree. 100% agree.
Hey, Quo,
Yo,
you'll never guess who replied to my Sidney Brown tweet with some hate.
who?
You'll never guess. Just guess.
What's folks' name?
Parts boy.
Brandon?
No.
Folks, what's his name? Shit. Who? I forgot bro name, bro.
Look.
Hassan Goodman.
Philly Gator.
That's Park Man, you know.
That's
Go
Parks boy.
Gators. Go Birds. Go Gators.
Go Dogs.
Hey man, coach, you missed us barking like dogs last night. We was out here, man.
I probably would have plugged off like real quick as soon as I heard one of you start barking. Philly Gator, baby.
That's my Wi-Fi name. Philly Gator, baby.
That's funny. Oh, Kendrick
Nah,
Miller just got
coach,
taken
man.
by the Saints.
What's been up with you, man? We ain't got up with you in a
Coach
minute,
been in a
man.
Cut for a while, man.
Nothing, man.
He thinks
Just
'cause it's
training,
NFL draft
being a
day, he wants
dad.
to get away. Coach,
Yes.
I like to scout players for a living. Just because that it's NFL draft time, that don't mean I don't want your content. I need to know who you looking at. I need to know who you working out and all that because it would be just my luck. I'm watching the NFL draft 2 years from now, and I'm like, hey, that's the guy Coach was working with. And I'm over here like, damn, he was acting like he didn't want to talk to us when he was working with him. He must have knew he was big time. That's what that was.
I ain't got nobody that you're going to be seeing in 2 years, that's for sure.
Yeah, I hear you.
But maybe like 6-7 years down the road, if you're still into doing this kind of stuff, you might start seeing some guys. Tell you what, one thing, you got a good shot of seeing the quarterback at LaSalle right now in about 6-7 years. That's for sure.
Was he a freshman?
Yeah, he's a freshman this year, going into his sophomore year next year. He's very, very, very good football player. Very polished in a lot of important areas to play the position. You know,
Definitely.
He just got to keep growing. He definitely has to eat a few cheeseburgers, that's for sure.
Nah, it be like that, man. And like it's so crazy because when you one of them prospects, you like, I can't eat this and I can't eat that because I got to keep this weight. But sometimes, man, like, hey, go ahead and go to Wendy's. Go ahead and go to McDonald's, bro. Like, go on get you some. You need that weight. Go ahead.
He's gonna be good though. He's gonna be very, very good. And I got a couple other guys. I got my boy from Springford High School, Matt Zollers. He's a sophomore right now. Once somebody figures him out and they take a chance on him, that kid's gonna be very, very special. I'm telling you.
I watched a bit of Matt when you sent this tape over, man. You got to rock it.
That's the kid you sent me and Quill.
Yeah, kid got a rocket for an arm, bro.
He's like 6'4", 6'4.5", like 215.
Massive talent.
Very athletic, and he has a howitzer for an arm. I mean, the kid could probably stand still and throw the ball 75 yards down the field if he wanted.
Like, I was watching him like, yo, he act like he's trying to throw his arm on the shoulder. Like, damn.
Yeah, but the thing with him is that he just generates so much freaking power from his legs and his hips that it looks like that. But he's gotta become consistent and clean things up.
I see a clear window for him for success. I ain't saying he's gonna be the number one quarterback in the class or anything, but I do see there is a process with me sitting here and how we talking about a bunch of these guys today. it would for me be sitting there talking about him at some
Who?
point. Like, yeah, Matt Sowers. He's really good from what I've seen right now. Like you said, Coach, it's just all me personally from what I've seen about him. At this point, it's all about the mental. He got the talent. It's just all about getting upstairs figuring out what type of offense you need to perfect working in, where you need to be as a prospect, like what makes you tick, basically.
Mhm. I mean, he's like one of those guys that it's funny too because there'll be times where I'm working with him, and obviously it's probably a lot of it has to do with his age and kind of where he's at right now. So he has a lot more maturing to do, which isn't a bad thing, but it's almost like I have to challenge him and put pressure on him for me to see that, like, oh my gosh, that's just absolutely freaking elite, dude. Holy cow. Like, I can't tell you how many times where, like, I can see he gets frustrated with me because I call him out on stuff and I get on him a little bit and I challenge him and he'll turn around and be like, all right, coach. He'll like put his hand, he'll be like, all right, coach, you watch. What do you want this next throw to be? And where do you want it? And how do you want it? And I guarantee you it's going to be perfect. I'm like, all right. And I'll tell him. And I'm like sitting back like, ain't no way this kid, bro. Like, I
It's one
couldn't
of them things, and
I couldn't freaking like describe it any more perfect than the way that the kid would actually make the throw. And then he turns around and smiles at me and I'm like, Matt, you know what? Just shut up and go back in line. Like, I don't like
No,
thanks for proving me wrong,
I
dude.
feel you, man. I feel you. It's one of them things where it's like, shit. How the hell did you do that? Why the hell can't you do it every time? Basically, and it's like I feel you type thing. Like
Yeah.
that's why I say he needs to find what makes him tick. When I watched him, he needs
Giants.
to
Sorry to cut
find.
you off. Giants drafted Jalen Hyatt.
I ain't scared of that shit.
What's he gonna run a 9 route the
It's a
entire
big
time?
time speedy weapon for Daniel Jones.
Exactly. Yards after
As
catch.
long as Daniel Jones is the quarterback, I am not worried
Hey,
about the
Quell,
Giants.
you know what?
I don't care who.
Giants are another team that drafted. Our Giants are another team that drafted everyone before they drafted their quarterback. They had Saquon, they had Odell, they had a whole team. They had all those receivers. One misstep.
That's the crazy part. They drafted the quarterback and he was wrong, and they blew the whole team up.
Crazy,
Instead of
bro.
blowing the
Like they had a
quarterback up,
legit roster, and you make one mistake and it can be your downfall.
Oh, they announced when they tweeted out the
The
selection. They
Cardinals
announced
selected Garrett Williams. That's cool. Garrett
they
Williams
announced
in the
Steen
third
as a
round.
guard.
Let's go.
Guard, okay.
Oh,
That
yeah.
makes-
For real?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What'd you say?
That's
They announced Steen,
Alex Alabama.
the lineman they took. They announced him as a
As
guard.
soon as I read about him, I saw-
guard instead of tackle.
Yeah, the first thing I saw when I read about him was that he should probably switch over to guard because of his feet.
I ain't impressed. I mean, that was definitely that fuck you how we pick you was talking about. But
Wait, you see what I sent you? You see what I sent you on Twitter? Like, it might be a fuck you pick from Howie, but
If
honest
Stout-
NFL, like
they take-
any
if-
lineman, he's Stout certified, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you can't be too mad because Stout knows what he's talking about. He knows what he wants.
Only O lineman the Eagles ever acquired that didn't work out, or like that was like that failed terribly was what's the guy's name?
Jamon.
Yeah, Jamon Brown. Only one.
Let me
Everybody
readjust
else,
my mid-play.
everybody else,
That was-
everybody
that
else
was-
was
that
at
was-
least. Everybody else
decent.
was at least serviceable.
Yeah. Jamon was a legend. That was the first year we podcasted, right? Well, that was P's and Q's year. I think so.
Bro fixed his glove.
It
in the
was.
middle in the
That was a
middle
good
of
year.
the
More than
play.
enough about Jamon Brown.
We
fixed-
were talking about him because I remember talking about his fucking
Pierre
glove.
was the face of Jamon Brown. The face of, well, what the hell was this, y'all?
I was about to say, oh, Pierre's the face of Jamon Brown. That's how you feel, Quell?
I gotta plug this laptop.
Yo,
Nah, Pierre, you
can
definitely
you
gotta do
imagine?
that shit.
Like,
You definitely,
bro,
like
he's
at least
running
when you
past
post
you.
the article, you retweet it. Jamal would have we would have posted the article and pulled his glove. Like, I'm done. It's finished. Let's go.
Dude. You know, like when all that happened, I was doing jujitsu, and like at the jujitsu gym, I saw Isaac
What the hell are
Samalo.
you doing jujitsu for?
This fun, but I was just I was just like, I wish I could tell you, Isaac, but we need you back, brother. We need you back in a bad way. Oh man, he had
I have to
he had
get. We gotta get coach's opinion on the Will Levis situation.
He stinks.
Well, yeah, we know that. We know that. But so you know how he was in the green room all last night, right?
Yeah, and his
And then they
girl was
said,
saying she had to pee over and over again in the one video.
and
That's
then
not,
and then
I have to
tonight,
pee.
and then
Can I go
then
pee?
today,
Go ahead,
then
Pierre.
today, then today, the report comes out that he's leaving. He's not going to be there.
Yeah,
I felt like that was a loser move. Like that.
absolutely.
That showed that. Thank you. That showed me a lot about him. A
And that,
lot
well,
about
that's
him.
that's one of the main concerns that teams have had with him is that he's like he doesn't know how to truly handle like adverse situations
Yes.
and criticism.
They made me think. They made me think I was wrong for having that opinion on him.
No,
I said you
no,
were hard.
that's legit.
I said
Like
you were hard.
one of the big downfalls for him is he's a little full of himself and he has unrealistic, expectations of himself and where he's currently at. He doesn't. I don't know if it's the whole like he doesn't like to be coached hard or held accountable, but it's like he comes off a little full of himself.
Arrogant.
Yeah, but just like he
Like I
just
said,
doesn't.
and like
He just
like
doesn't take to that kind of stuff
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
way
and
that
like
somebody like Bryce Young or CJ
Yeah.
Stroud, those guys where you can tell them like a deficiency that they have or where they lack at, and they'll look back at you and be like, okay, I'll work on that. Thank you. Like they appreciate that feedback where Will Levis kind of takes it as like, well, why
A
are you
slight
criticizing me?
Yeah. It's
I mean,
critical.
I don't like him because, dude, you couldn't beat out Sean Clifford at Penn State.
That's what. Okay, listen. So now,
Like-
all right. So now, I was saying literally what you were saying yesterday, Coach. I was saying like he doesn't like to be coached hard, and Quell was standing up for him, and I was like, no, like he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford. So then he was talking about some other stuff. Then like I saw this video, and really it's not from a football perspective, but it's from I just feel bad for the dude because he was like, I'll go to the draft, but I don't want to like be there and not get selected and have the camera on me. The camera panned to him 27 more times than everyone else. And then at that point, I was like, all right, I kind of feel bad for the dude, and I understand why you left after that. But I mean, I get what you're saying as well, Pierre. But like, I don't know if I
Smith stayed.
Yeah, that's what Darius Slay said. Him and Geno Smith stayed. They were the only two.
Geno
handle
Smith.
adversity. Like to me as a quarterback, and again, like I said when Savion was on, as a like all the other guys that left, okay, cool. They're not quarterbacks. As a quarterback, you need to be able to stand in the face of adversity and deal with it. You don't
You
take
can't
your
have
ball and go home,
entitlement.
man.
And you can't have entitlement as a quarterback because
Exactly.
that's not a leader. And yeah, that's exactly what that is, right?
I
and
should
the
become
whole
a coach, man.
the whole
I should
video,
become a coach.
the whole clip that like what Parth was talking about, where he was like, "Yeah, I want to go to the draft, but like, I don't want to like be there and then be told I'm
Yeah,
going in round
I mean that's not exactly
one."
what you want to hear from your quarterback.
That's so like the way that I heard that and the way that I viewed it when I saw that video was that's a negative mindset. Like that's like a that's like I'm
on fourth down on 3rd and 9, you're gonna be like, I hope I don't mess this up instead of like I need
yeah,
to just
like that's not very confident. That's a very like negative mindset where it's like you're almost expecting something bad to happen. Like, dude, just go. Like if you want to go and you get invited and you want to go. Like who cares about what happens? Just go. If you get invited, have that mindset because it's going to be the greatest moment of your life to that point. Regardless of if you go in the first, who cares? That's the other thing. Who gives a damn if you go in the first round, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh, or if you go
I didn't think
undrafted?
about that perspective.
If you're in the NFL, you're in the NFL. Who cares how you got there? Because once you get there, it doesn't freaking matter. It matters what you do once you get there.
Yeah.
So like,
It's an attachment.
That.
It's an attachment to the parts of the draft that you don't want to see a guy attached to. Like what my label is going to be. Am I a first round guy? Am I a second round guy? Like Jalen just knew he was going to come in. Yeah, it is. Jalen knew he was going to come in and do his thing, and he was a Heisman runner up, you know. But like I said, when I was talking to Pierre, like Jalen is just such a crazy standard. Like it's hard to.
You're going to see another one. He's in Carolina right now, who's exactly the same type of breed. People might not like him because he comes off very soft spoken, where Jalen's a little bit more like stern.
Sorry to cut you off. Did you watch the Pivot podcast, his episode on there?
No, I don't really like Ryan Clark, so
yeah, like I get the same stuff Jalen is made of. You listen to Bryce Young talk, it's there with him.
I mean, he's a
Bryce Young is going to succeed. He's going to be successful. Like it's just like, you know, if you asked me when Jalen got drafted and you asked me just to look at his leadership and outside of like his physical abilities on the field and asked me if I thought he'd be successful, I would have told you yeah. But then if you asked me when he got drafted to throw in the ability to play and the tools and the physical abilities on the field, that's where I have my question marks. Never doubted the guy between the ears and how he carried himself and the leader he was. But I mean, I was wrong because I should have taken that more into consideration when looking at a guy like Jalen and being around grown men. Because that's another thing.
Atlanta Falcons,
like in college,
wait, hold on, Coach. Wait. Not to say I told you so, but I kind of.
No, I know.
Kind of told
I'll give you your flowers. Don't worry. But like,
what did Atlanta do?
In college, it's important to have that kind of mindset and approach and leadership and quality about you as a quarterback. But it is so much more important in the NFL because in college, you're around guys your own age. They're young. They're still growing and maturing. In the NFL, you're around men who have families and are in their 30s or have been in the league for, you know, a decade, right? Like that quality of a quarterback is so much more valuable in the NFL than it is in college. And I should have taken that into consideration more. That's why I think Bryce Young is going to be like an absolute stud.
Yeah.
I think CJ is going to be the same way. I just don't think CJ has those qualities to the level that Bryce Young has them just yet.
I don't know about CJ. Like I feel like he's going to be good, but like I told Quell, it's kind of like a thing. Like whenever I've talked about him, it's kind of like I don't know how much better he can get, like as a player.
He can get a lot better. Oh yeah, he can get a lot better. Listen, there's an entire part of his game that he didn't even show until Georgia.
When he say how much better he can get, because when you talk about the encapsulation of the prospect itself, like. You've seen CJ command the offense, have control of the entire playbook, be able to have all that at his arsenal, all that stuff. I know what he has at his capability. It's more so, even I can make this same argument for Bryce, honestly. Like people love to say Bryce can get so much better, but how much better can Bryce really get? Excuse me. Bryce is almost done in terms of his growth as a quarterback. It's just the fact that where he's at in terms of his growth as a quarterback is NFL level.
Packers
I don't see how much better
Packers
he can get, like the understanding he has of
course.
Offense. What you say?
Packers took Tucker Kraft.
Of course they did.
Damn it, they took 2 tight ends, bro.
Yeah, of course. And a receiver. The year after, like right after Aaron Rodgers leaves, they double down.
See, I don't agree though with that
punch in the air.
I think they both can get so much better.
Talk to me. Where you see they can get better at?
Well, you got to understand the different levels. So for one, CJ, the offense that he played in college, right? It's a very quarterback friendly offense in terms of it translates in a negative way to the NFL. Because he's not really asked to carry a lot of weight and decision making on his shoulders consistently each play, each snap, week in, week out. Right?
True.
Now that offense translates very, very well for the skilled position players that play in that offense because they're asked to do a lot of the dirty work and a lot of the stuff that makes that offense go. Really what CJ was asked to do is just don't make a mistake. Just get the ball into their hands. They'll make you look really good. I just need you to do the right thing and get the ball out of your hand on time and get it to your receivers on time in the right spot. Right? You're muted.
There were also times and it may have been a case where, like you said, get the ball out of your hands, get the ball to the open receiver, where the defenses did a great job of understanding what he was asked to do and taking that away. And he did a phenomenal job of understanding what the offense is asked for him to do, what the defense is currently doing, and getting to where the ball needs to be. That's why I say, okay, like I've seen the development from him. And I mean, I don't want to act like there's no development he can get done. There is certainly some development that can be done. But in terms of like this massive window, in terms of ceiling floor, I don't see no massive window for CJ. I feel like if I had to put it in a percentage, CJ is probably at 80 right now, 75 or 80, and he can probably get 25% better. But how much better are you really getting versus a guy like when you talk about Anthony?
So, like I was saying to Pierre a minute ago, you have to understand with CJ, there is literally an entire chapter of his game that he just didn't show until Georgia, really. So, like,
I disagree with that.
there's no way that you can. That's a fact. Like, there literally is
no.
it's
If
a
you
fact that
watch
he
the
did
tape,
not show the
if you
mobility
watch the
aspect.
tape, you would know. First of all, we can start from his freshman year where he had that 48-yard touchdown run. Where the hell have you seen CJ Stroud run 48 yards? You don't see it. But CJ Stroud has the ability on his tape, and he is shown in plenty of games where
there's a difference between
extend
showing it
a
on
play.
tape and showing it consistently on tape. That is an area that you can count on when it's needed.
All I've been asked to do as a scout is you show me you can do it one time, and I can make a superstar out of you.
You can't take
can do it.
clip from freshman year though and expect that to translate and use
because
that.
if you can do it as a freshman, why
Because it's a totally different individual. He's a totally different human being 3 years later.
You're developing different prospects of your game, but what makes that prospect of your game different if you did it as a freshman? It's my
because when he was a freshman, he was 18, 19 years old. He is 21 years old, going to be 22.
You're faster. You understand more mentally. That doesn't mean that the things that you did physically you can't do currently.
So, no, I get. I can't get in this because I'm going to start raising my voice and my son's sleeping.
Colts took Josh Downs.
What?
Colts took Josh Downs.
It's a great pick for them.
Yeah.
But Bryce. See, the way that I look at it, Bryce does a lot of different things elite in college, right? But all those things that he does elite in college, when he gets to the NFL, he has to just get better at those areas in the NFL because it's going to become way more difficult to do those things. So the anticipation, right? The different kinds of throws, the mobility, the pre-snap read, post-snap confirmation, all of those things, that is still developing. That's still growing to be able to do that stuff as well. The offense that he's going to be in, it's a different style offense. So understanding that's all growth. That's all processing mentally, right? You can become a better processor in the NFL, even if you were already a great processor in college. Right. So like all of that stuff with Bryce, that's where I see the ability to develop. Now, whether you want to categorize that as not really a whole lot of development or it is like that. I mean, I think that's more, opinion based. Because to me, I think every quarterback that goes from college to the NFL, regardless of how good they were, they have so much more development and growth that they can gain because the NFL is so much more difficult than college. It is so much more difficult. And like having the opportunity to like be around guys, at pro days and stuff this year, and talking to scouts and stuff, and just picking their brains and talking about different level of competition compared to college and NFL. Like it is not understated. It is drastic, the difference.
No. I think what you're saying is 100% correct. The difference is massive. That just goes to show, like what you were saying a second ago about Bryce Young, the ability to do this at the college level and do this at the NFL level is massively different. I just think, me personally, and I mean, I told you this a long time ago, and I will always continue to say this. Same way I look at Mark Schofield, I look at you the same like, coach. Like, if I have quarterback questions, if I have problems, I'm gonna come talk to you. If I don't understand something, because I feel like the way you understand quarterback play is different from the way I do. But the same way that when I was having conversations with Mark, and I pushed back on some of the things he said, it was more than things where I feel like the processing that I have now versus where I was long ago, for lack of a better term, I ain't quite where you at, but I'm better. And just seeing some of the things that I seen from CJ, maybe it's just one of them things where we can agree to disagree about the position. But me personally, and even when when you was talking about Bryce, where you was like, he can get so much better, he can get better at a thing, but in terms of the amount of ability, how he can get better, like when I talk about Bryce, if you read my scouting report on Bryce, I think Bryce is absurdly good when he understands what he needs to do in the quick game ability. So, like you said about the RPOs, the little, basically the quick game, for lack of a better term, he's there. It's almost close to nothing that he can learn more about where somebody needs to be, the type of passes he needs to make. He excels in that. It's more about the other things of this nature on my end. And even the same thing about CJ. I feel like with CJ, things I learned from CJ, from what I see about CJ, I don't know how much better CJ can get, but I do think how good CJ is right now, the things that he excels at right now, are the things that he can step into the next level and be really good. And there are some, like you said, there are ways that you can improve. There's always a way you can improve from college to the pros.
I
But
hope you don't think that I was trying to say that CJ wasn't good. I
no,
think
no, 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 no. I know,
I
man.
think CJ is
I've
really
known
good.
conversations that me and you've had long before. I know your thoughts on CJ, so I know
Yeah.
you ain't saying CJ isn't good. It was more so in terms of how much better can CJ get, and the same thing for Bryce. I think based on where they're at in terms of their development, I think there is some room for growth, especially in specific positions where you like to say they're rookies so they can grow more. But in terms of how I see their development in general, I think it's more of a case where you kind of might be who you are. Like, people love to talk about the things that CJ showed against Georgia, and that's why I pushed back against you, because anybody who watched CJ Stroud will tell you it was never about ability to run. It was about willingness or
That's what I mean. That's what I was trying to say. I'm not saying that he can't do it. I know he can. I've seen him do it. Believe me, I'm a Michigan fan. When I wasn't watching Michigan, I was watching Ohio State. Like that's just kind of how my Saturdays would work, right? So I've watched almost every single one of his games from the time that he got the first opportunity to play, right? So I know he could do it. It's just the growth, in my opinion, for him in that area was going out there and just showing that ability, because he has it. It's just, why aren't you showing it? So now that's an entire area of his game that he has, but now he just has to understand how to plug it in here and there, and when's the right time to use it and why to use it the right way. That's where that growth comes from that area.
Mhm. Now that I can 100% agree with.
Yeah, so stop yelling at me.
I wasn't yelling at you, man. It's just
That was
Parth,
impressive.
Parth went over and put a freaking bag of popcorn in the microwave and was getting ready to sit back in his chair.
Yeah, I got my leg up. I'm comfy, man.
What you guys thinking, man? What's going on in Philadelphia? What's going on? My
Nothing, man. We
stream
don't
done went out on me. I got cut
we don't
back
pick
on
for the rest of the day.
back.
We don't pick. the rest of the day.
A lot of crappy weather right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
been
weather
raining
is
for just
terrible.
like it was cold this morning too, like
know.
legitimately cold.
I know I had my heat off in my house. And I
Yeah,
woke up
same with
and I was
us.
like,
I woke up and I was like, I don't want to get out of
bro,
bed. Like,
my bones were hurting. I was like, man, I'm only 28. Why are my bones hurting right now? I walk out, it's like freaking 62 degrees in my living room. I was like, oh, hell no. Mm-mm. That's not happening right now. It's damn April.
it's for damn sure. Yeah, and it was so beautiful. Like last week,
I know.
I was outside every day. I was playing basketball. I wanted to play basketball so many times this week, and every day it rained in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Just like,
I was
dude,
training. I was training outside. It was nice.
man.
And then today I had to freaking train inside, and it cost me freaking damn money.
It sucks.
What is he starting? Why are you even starting that, bro? First of all, Houston Oilers belong in Houston. Fuck out of here. They said Houston.
So right now for the Eagles,
Bro is trash with the Titans too. He wasn't really that good until he was with the freaking Patriots and he was playing with his brother.
Ho. Oh, that's the ass one. Which one
McCourty?
was the good one? Jason was the good one. That's Jason, right?
I thought Devin was a good one.
No, Devin's the good.
Yeah,
Devin's the
Devin was
Hall of
good one.
Famer.
That's Devin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Devin's the Hall of Famer.
This Devin, right?
No, that's Jason.
Oh yeah, never mind.
He's the new Good Morning Football NFL Network.
I could have
talking
sworn the one that
face.
was on Good Morning Football was the one that was with the Patriots
Tajee
for
Spears.
a long period of time.
Nolan Smith says he watches a lot of
Tajee
on
Spears.
Reddit tape.
Why the fuck did y'all? Hey, folks, I almost flipped something, bro.
This is a family channel here, bro. It's a
It's
bunch of
not after. Hey,
bunch of
coach,
tighten
you
it up a
should have
little
tuned
bit.
in on draft day on day one. I told everybody from the start, we're a family channel on every day that's not draft day. Draft day, we are not a family channel. It get ugly because
I don't think we're a family
teams
channel
love.
very often, dude. We curse.
not often, not very often.
We are.
I mean, I know
actually
I've cursed a
very-
lot. and I've
We've tried to be
apologized.
good about it, and every podcast it just slips out somehow. Like
Have
someone
I
does.
ever?
It's not as bad. all
Have
the
I ever?
time.
No, you give a warning before you do. It's usually
Have you
me.
ever
Oh,
what?
oh.
You say, have you ever what?
Ass cat.
Have I ever
Like-
cursed on the pod?
I'm sure
He's
you
like- He's given a warning before he says it.
have.
Who?
Pierre and like Quell and I, it just flips out like on some bullshit. Like usually,
Yeah,
I
like,
usually
in that
I
context.
be sitting here. I literally
it just
say,
rolls
"Don't
off the
curse,
tongue,
don't
and then
curse,
I
don't
usually
curse."
apologize right
And then
after.
here I go.
Coach, Coach is notorious for it. Coach, if we have Coach on, you have to put the explicit thing on the pod.
Yeah, that's my
Coach
bad.
come on this jump like
I'm trying to get better at it.
it's fucking Coach Taggart.
I should change my name to that on here.
You definitely should change your name to that.
Yeah, you know it's bad when your son, who's 2 years old, when some like loud noise happens and he stops and he goes, "Oh, what the fuck was that?" And I'm like,
That's gonna be my kid. My wife gonna be like, "Marquez, you need to stop."
or
that.
he'll look around and he'll go, "What the hell?"
Oh my god, that's so
And I'm like, Dawson, you can't be saying that stuff, dude. Like, no.
Yeah, you and Daddy gotta be on the same page, man.
probably got like a high pitched voice.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And it's usually like he's got his pacifier in his mouth and he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Dude."
I can already see it in my head. That motherfucker
Me
hanging
too,
out.
man. He's like wearing a onesie in my head, like he's got like his pajamas on. He's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck
the
was that?
onesie stage is done. That
Oh, it's
motherfucker
over now. Now
Yeah,
it's
he
on.
would- he
Does
would-
he have like the? Did they
he
still
would,
make
like,
the pajamas
break
with
out
like,
of prison.
the cape?
That's what it would
with
look
the
like
cape
if I
on
put a
it?
onesie on him. What's that?
You know, like the pajamas where they have like a cape on it, like the superhero
Yo,
one.
they just picked Yaya
Bro,
Darby. What the hell?
I don't
What
let
the
my
hell
son
was
wear
that?
rainbow shirts. So what makes you think I'd let him wear a damn outfit with a freaking cape attached to it?
You wouldn't let him wear a Halloween costume with a cape?
No. You
You're
ain't
like
fucking
Edna
Superman.
from
You ain't Batman yet. I'm fucking Superman.
I'm about to say,
You're
I'm
like, the only thing you can be for Halloween is a quarterback, and you're gonna like it.
I tell him all the time. I piss him off. I'm like, you know what you're gonna be for Halloween? Daddy's gonna put you in a 3-piece suit, and you're gonna be Boss Baby since you look like. And he looks at me and he goes, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, Boss Baby."
Yo.
Yeah.
Terrorize making you said
Look at
you're gonna
Coach.
be Boss
I just
Baby.
see Coach as a Jason Kelsey. All we missing is the ball head now.
Oh man, that and the one thing little kids hate more than anything is being called a baby. So Boss Baby.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Those
you
are
gotta
fighting
say
words, Coach.
you gonna be boss, big boy, and he gonna be like, yeah.
Right. Oh, all right.
He's
Wait,
a handful.
never mind. So what time does the draft start tomorrow?
like 12, I think. 11 or 12.
Now we're not streaming.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
no.
bro. I
No,
got
yeah, I'm working all day.
and I'm not streaming. Nothing. Not the thing. The only thing I'm streaming is the burgers.
I honestly don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. It's probably not a good thing. It's 10:15. I should probably figure out what the hell I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, because you know when you're a dad, you got to figure those things out early.
Y'all want to end the stream?
We got any more picks?
No.
we're done.
I was
man.
gonna say, I mean,
We done?
we can end the
We've
stream.
been
I
done.
was gonna ask you if you wanted to run through the first round and just talk through like each pick since I
we can
missed
do that.
yesterday.
Yeah, because Coach.
Yeah,
wasn't
give us
here
your thoughts,
yesterday. We
Coach.
can do that, and then we can wrap them up.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta pull it up on the screen, bro. I ain't got the brain
It's
capacity. to
Jalen
remember
Carter and
all that
Nolan
shit.
Smith.
I'm
Coach
talking
ain't
like
even
every
retweet
team.
Quail's top 100 big
Oh,
bull.
everything.
Like Coach out here tweaking, folks. What we doing?
You want to know what my favorite pick was outside of the Eagles picks?
I want to know who your favorite
Anthony
position was on my big
Richardson?
board.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
think that was a phenomenal pick by them.
And they just grabbed Josh Downs, Tim Pittman, and Alec Pierce.
All they got here.
You got themselves a nice little receiver core
Every
right there.
single one
And
of y'all,
Jonathan
all
Taylor.
3 of them.
Wait, what Quill?
I can't even hear it, Quo. What'd you say, bro?
I know y'all hear me because I'm speaking right into the mic.
I know,
Maybe
but then it comes
somebody
too much.
The person listening to this pod right now gonna be like, I know they heard him because I heard him loud and clear too. But yeah, you can do all that, Coach. You
No,
can
like
do
I'm dead
all
serious.
you
I
wanna
can't fucking
do.
hear you.
What I said was, Coach ain't retweet my top 100. What the hell type of shit was that, man?
Oh, my bad.
Coach be tweaking.
Coach been off the map, man. He been
Off
Yeah,
the
I
map.
did.
No, Coach has not been off the map. Coach goes off the map, and then you wake up early in the morning and you get on Twitter, and the first thing you see is Coach congratulating one of his players, and you don't see him no more on the timeline ever again.
He's not.
Until
He's congratulating his
tomorrow morning
players,
when
not
he's
his fellow
congratulating
podcasters.
another player. It's like clockwork.
Coach, I think what you got to do now is
He's
wake
not
up early
wrong.
tomorrow.
That's spot on. That's spot on. Because you know why? I get home from training and I like just lay down in bed and I'm watching whatever the hell's on TV. And I'm like, you know what? This shit's boring as hell. Let me just check Twitter real quick. And I go on there and I see one of my kids put up that they got an offer and I text them at like 11:30 and I'm like, how the fuck am I finding out about this through social media and not you telling me?
Like,
Okay,
Coach, I think
so
the only way to remedy this is you got to wake up early and congratulate Quell on the top 100.
hey, that's exactly the only way.
I'll
this
be up.
shit
I'm
fits.
waking up at 6:30 waiting for the tweet.
Okay, so let me. Okay, what are you guys doing Thursday? Like Thursday evening, afternoon?
Working.
I know you
Possibly.
see this.
I don't fucking know, dude. That's a really long time away for me.
What
I
am
should
I
be
just
free
told you I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Coach to hell.
Okay.
Coach, you need an agenda.
So-
Ask me
so,
what am I doing
let's do this.
Thursday?
What are you doing Thursday, Quill?
You
Recording a
see this, folks.
podcast.
I'm free.
So
I'm freer than
You don't
free.
know his Thursday schedule by
I
now,
could run
Pierre?
away.
It's been 3 years, bro.
tentatively, you guys want to do a draft recap pod?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I might have something cooking up in the cookbook in terms of a draft recap for one of my guys later on. It ain't gonna be boom or bust. That might be an episode on the clock, but I got something cooking. But yeah, I definitely do want to do. We could do a Eagles draft recap.
Yeah.
Because we can, that John probably gonna be more so a 32 team one.
Yeah. Okay, so we
We
can
could do
just
the first round and then all the Eagles picks.
yeah. So we can okay. We're gonna end this stream, and then we're gonna save the draft recap, John, for Thursday.
I cannot believe the Eagles don't have another pick for the rest of the night.
188.
Now, why
bro.
the fuck did the Dolphins draft Devon A-Chain? Stop letting them draft the fast players. Why do they have all the fast guys?
Miami's just fast as fuck, dude. It's crazy.
Shit pissing me off.
I just had to turn my volume down a lot.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
volume has been at medium the entire time.
Yeah,
I learned my lesson yesterday. Who got picked?
It don't matter who got
It
picked.
was Witherspoon. It was Witherspoon and no, it was Will Anderson. It was when the trade happened. Quell lost his mind, and I was like, oh, gotta bring that down.
Yay. I tell
Oh,
you,
did you see what I put on Twitter?
Super Bowl. Nah, all I see when you put on Twitter is congratulations to insert name here. And I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
well-
I ain't getting no congratulations, coach. That's crazy.
Look at that.
Might wanna just fucking pull it up. There you go, Parth. There you
I'm
go.
on it. I don't have to wake up at 6:30 tomorrow now.
Yes, sir. Dude, like Will Levis has a punchable face. I really don't.
He stinks. He is the worst.
He does.
Listen,
And
I
he
don't
throws-
disagree with you. I just felt bad.
He
I
throws
felt
like he
bad for
clenches
him,
his
but I don't
butt
agree
We are
cheeks.
about to get off. Y'all are not about to slander Will Levis for the last.
Watch him when he
Yeah,
throws.
we are. Quell's like,
Watch
watch
him when he throws. He looks
2021.
like he clenches his butt cheeks,
Yes, that's exactly
like
what
he's
I'm
trying to
gonna
hold
say.
in a fart or a poop.
Coach,
I'm
I
dead
would
serious.
expect
That's
you
what he
to
looks
say
like.
watch 2021. If you watch Will Levis 2021 tape, that's a good quarterback, bro. It's just not a franchise quarterback, and that's okay.
What about him makes him a good quarterback?
Go watch his 2021 tape, and you'll see.
Stop whispering, and I'm not turning my volume up.
Go
because I don't
watch
know
his
when you're gonna scream
2021
again.
tape, and you'll see.
I watched his 2021 tape. He was an okay quarterback,
Then you would
and
see
he
a
had a
good
lot
quarterback.
he had better players around him that made him look
And
good.
that's what made him a good quarterback. So if your argument wants to be he needs good quality players to be a good quarterback, I'll listen to that.
Yeah, but that's not a good NFL quarterback.
I
A
also
good
said
NFL
he's
quarterback
not a
makes
good
those guys
NFL quarterback.
better. They don't make him better.
I said that. I literally said he's
Well,
only
I
as
can't
good
hear
as
you
his talent.
because you're talking like this when you talk, so nobody can fucking hear
I
you.
already said he's only as good as his talent around him.
Yeah, I don't want no
So-
investment in that kind of guy.
Bro, he got picked in the second round.
Aryan race.
It's
weirdo.
And he
almost
left.
like picking Kevin Cobb.
Said Arian.
All right. All right. Let's wrap up the stream.
You might want to wrap it up now. I'm going off the rails.
This one's not getting posted.
Let's wrap up the
It's
stream.
Coach's fault, man. Coach, every time we bring Coach in, Coach be tweaking, man. Every single time,
Yo.
man. We gonna blame you,
So
Coach.
shout out to everybody who watched yesterday and tonight. You had a really good time.
Great
I'm not
stream.
good at this. Quell, you do the outro.
Shout out to everybody who watched today, yesterday, who can watch tomorrow, even though we're not streaming. We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate everything y'all did for the company, for the brand, Hashtag for the brand.
Shout out JP Acosta. Shout out Savion Mixon.
Yes, sir. Shout out the guys for sliding through.
Not
Like I
Coach,
said
though.
about Boomer Bus, it wouldn't have been the same without you.
Coach is a
Wouldn't have
regular
gotta
here.
done without you.
He
Shout out
doesn't-
Coach for
He doesn't
being
get a shout out.
coach.
He's a regular here.
Shout out Pierre for being Big Cafe. Shout out Parf for being the GOAT, man. I appreciate all y'all
Being the
do.
goat.
This was very fun,
Listen.
man.
Coach is just jealous
It
he
was
didn't get a
really
thank you,
fun.
man. He doesn't get one now. Cut it off. Cut it off. End the pod. End the pod.
Come on, I know it takes you 10 years to click stop, so
All right, we're gonna end it from here. There's still some more draft picks to be had. You can catch our analysis on Twitter from here. Other than that, you know it is all about the boom.
It's not that. It's not that. Not that show, Quell. Not that. This isn't that show.
It don't have to be that show.
It's all about the
Still
birds.
boom or bust. It's the NFL draft. We have prospects to talk about.
Come on, Sixers. Come on, Sixers.